I'm allowed, I'm allowed, I'm allowed. Do not worry, all of those that are out there panicking and thinking that I'm going to sing. I'm saving my voice till later. Greetings, everybody. Greetings, and welcome to the final Real Talk with Simply Deez of 2022. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I've just said to the lovely lady by my side, Shelley Titmus, who producer, director, Simply Deez Events, and just a whole heap more. We're going to be nattering throughout the show today. Please, I'm going to ask you one last time for Real Talk with Simply Deez. When we say share, I mean it. Please, please, please share. We are live on Facebook on the Simply Deez Events page. We are live on Pamtango Radio. Thank you, Munya and Mambo, for allowing us and supporting us throughout the years, whether we be in the studio or whether we be online. Thank you so much. And we are also live on YouTube. And if you've not signed up, registered, click, 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 and get yourself registered. Please, please, please let us know where you are. We are, once we're online, we are global. We have, oh my gosh, where are people from, Shell? Our peeps are from everywhere, aren't they? We got them, literally when they say all corners of the world, we do. So we'd love to hear from some of you guys that are overseas that hopefully are tuned in. Cousin Shirley, I didn't send her the link. Tishi, send Cousin Shirley the link, and hopefully she will jump on and join us soon. Welcome, guys. This is, as I said, this is the last show of 2022. Once again, we have some incredible guests. Just a little reminder for those of you that have not seen the show before, it is it's real talk, and these are real people, and it is real lives. So when we say share, the reason for that is there's going to be things that are shared that doesn't mean anything to me, not really interested in that, but I guarantee it will be to somebody that you know. Shell, have we got some comments coming through as yet? I do hope so, because we're lining up. Kerry. Oh, Kerry Sullivan in the house. Oh, it's like having royalty, isn't it, Shell? Hi, darling. Hi, welcome, and thanks for joining us tonight. As you know, the show is packed. Yo, Veronica E. Do you know what? We can do what we want. We don't swear. So we can, for those of you that know us, we are just being ourselves. And those of you that don't are thinking like, oh my gosh, is this real? Yeah, it is. This is just how we are. Shell, yeah, something like that. Shell, do you want to just say a little bit about you? Our first guest will be joining us probably in the next 5 minutes or so. Just to Kerry, you're funny. Just a little bit about you, because you're going to hear some more, much more about us later on. Because it's great, obviously, you're listening to us. We're going to have guests coming on. But do you know what? What do you know about us? What do you know about us? Put nice stuff, obviously, because you're going to put it in the chat. We're early in the show. We don't want to put people off. As we get later on into the show, we don't mind what you put. But at the beginning, because we're trying to encourage people to come on, be nice, and then later on you can throw the shade. Don't mention my singing, for crying out loud. Because the next guest, I've actually said to her I might do a little sing song with her. She doesn't know it yet. Shh. Dillis is coming on in about 5 minutes. And she sings. I think she thinks I can as well. I can't wait.
What you say?
Oh, I think she's seeing things. Shelley. I think
Yeah.
she's seen things. So she's obviously not seen those that are kind of said anything nasty. So tell the guys just a little bit about you. How has your year been?
Wow. Yeah, it has been a strange one. Has been a busy one. Um, yes, there's a certain quotation for me that was just like, hang on tight and just go along with the ride. And that's what it has been like. Um, Coming out of lockdown, whatever this new normal is, um, planning things out in the community again, actually being in the community and doing it rather than just being on Zoom. Um, yeah, has been a very busy one. Getting back to baking and craft fairs and stuff, which has been good. Um, and yeah, just everything that kind of goes. You on mute, babe.
Shelley put me on mute, guys. I wonder if she done that on
I did do
purpose.
nothing. I did not touch any
I'm only kidding.
buttons.
Um, the book. The book was the first thing that bolted out
First,
of the
yeah,
blues. First thing, January this year, and I don't know. Two books later.
yes.
Now,
I mean,
do we call
I did
ourselves
turn around and
authors?
say yes, there would be the second book. After we did the first book, I knew there was going to be the second book. People were kind of interested in either joining us or a follow up as it went through, because it wasn't just the, as we thought when the first book was done, was like a couple of months. Yeah, we'll be in this kind of oddity. Um, so as it went on, we then did the second book. But I think to round it all off, it would be the third book. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Um,
She can't wait to say it. She's already said it, by the way. But go on,
um,
throw it out there. Throw it out there.
it's it's as we've got through everything, the new normal, everything that's then played out, it needs that final end, I
Bit of a
think.
close. Yeah.
But it's it's yeah, to think that going back 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago, you didn't even think that you'd get to this point right here, right now. Um,
Yeah.
Having the CIC and now getting our heads around doing the whole funding thing and everything else, having been there, and some of the ideas that we've then had and some of the things that we've been involved with, as we were just saying just before we came on air, not only were we doing our normal Real Talk shows and
Yeah.
our Simply Together shows, we've worked with other projects going on, so like the Recovery College and things, but we also then did our own domestic abuse um, workshops, chats. Um, we've done more to do with mental health and wellness. So we did our pilot, if you like, event for that. That there will be more of that coming. And then from that, spiraling on to other ideas that we've then had that are now in the pipeline and actually really going to take place. Yes, and getting more recognition in the community, I suppose. I I will say this. I will say this like out loud that there's been a few times where, because I've got my own business, I can switch things around and I can go out to some of these meetings that are happening in the Luton area, some of the official meetings and stuff that happens during the week. So I've been going along to those, and where I've explained I'm from Simply Deez Events, and they look at me, and it's kind of, yeah, Dee Bailey. Ah, this is, yeah, I'm one of the other ones. But it has been good knowing that knowing that it's what we're doing and getting the feedback, which is always important for us. Getting our feedback to then say how people are receiving what we're doing is good. It's good. So Rita, I was gonna show you that this is from Isolation Nation. So during the lockdown, Gokwan was doing his raves from the kitchen. So the little team that was involved with that, it's then he did some of his own merchandise. So that was one of his hoodies, and it's a lovely and warm one, and nice and long and stuff. So yeah.
Fab. Now, we do have guest number one waiting in the wings because this young lady has got another appointment. So, yeah, V, the Simply Well, the Recovery College are dying for us to come back and do some more of those. And they keep getting asked, don't we, Shell? We keep getting
Yes.
asked, are we going to run some more? And you know what? Let's see what next year brings. And it did help a lot of people in so many different ways. And it'd be great if any of the people that are online, like I think Kerry's just put, just how, as in like Simply Deez, how maybe we've impacted you, or maybe somebody you know, or maybe an event that you've attended and what you've got out of it. Yeah, it'd be really fab to know. So let's bring on, I do believe the young lady is waiting. I don't think
Hello.
we're going to keep her waiting anymore. Greetings, Dillis.
Hello, my darling.
Another person with a husky voice.
Well, I'm telling
you guys with broken voices.
I've been sick for the last over a week. I only managed to start talking, I think, this morning. I've been really, really, really ill, but I'm better now. So yeah.
You're still in recovery, so I can't be gentle.
Oh, I can take it. I'm a big girl. Go for it.
You got those big girl knickers on, girl?
Well, I don't really do big girl knickers. I do these things. I don't really do big girl knickers. But you know how we do.
Oh, fab. So we're beaming out to the masses. Hang on just 1 second, because I've got my husband here that's just stopping me doing something. What? Do you need something? No, he's just, I don't know, he's just doing some sort of sign. I do apologise. So I think we are close to Shelley, the lady that was on just now, is a producer and also a director within Simply Deez Events. And you're somebody that I don't even know how long I've been following you. You probably think like, I've just, no. And that's through Danny.
Wow.
Danny Bleckner.
Yeah. Danny,
yeah.
My God.
And that's as in like probably when, I don't know, was it your first book?
Yes.
Yeah, your first book.
That was
so that's
17.
17?
Yeah, that was 2017. It was, yeah. May of 2017 is when I published Predator Prince. So wow, time flies. We're going into 2023.
That's what it is. And you know what? The whole COVID thing, it's like time kind of stood still, but it hasn't stood still. And then it's made you forget the amount of years that have gone on. So I keep talking, but I've not even said your name. Welcome, Dillis Silla. Have I got that correct?
Yeah, Silla. Yeah.
Yay! In the house. Dillis, we're beaming out to millions right now. You do know that, don't you?
No, I didn't. I thought that we were just some.
No, love. No. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that bit.
Hey, the more the merrier.
You know. Exactly. So as we are beaming out to all of those people out there, they need to know who's this young lady that Dee Bailey's got on her show. We've seen her about a bit. We might know a little bit about her, but we're going to kind of do a little bit of a deep dive also as well. I want to know, and I'm going to peel it back. Were you born in the UK?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and where were you born?
I was born in Ilford in Essex at King George's Hospital.
Ah, you're one of them Essex chicks.
No, darling, I'm not. That's
Oh, I'm going to love this banter. I really am. And the shade is out there. Excellent. So, okay. So, are you still living there now?
Oh, gosh, no. Hell no to the no, no, no. I'm not doing in Ilford. No, no
I
disrespect.
told them, look, you sing. And I said I was going to join in. And they're like, she can't sing.
Well,
The producer might even cut my voice. That's not my voice going. That's her cutting me because I'm trying to sing. I'm going to peel it back. You're one of how many?
5.
You got siblings?
I have.
5.
So we're 5. I'm number
Okay.
4. So the girl, boy, me, boy. So I'm the last of the. I'm the last of the 3 girls. Yeah.
Fab. Okay. So your parents where were they? Where did they originate from?
My parents are Ghanaian, as I am too. So you know me. You don't want to get into all of
Because
that.
I know. I see you over there, and we're
Yes,
gonna talk that. We're gonna talk that because
Yeah.
it's so important. It really is. It's just so important.
Mm.
Okay, so 1 of 5.
Mm.
1 of 5. How was that growing up?
In my household, I would say it was the survival of the fittest. There is no weak person in my family. Everybody is super strong, very merciless, very militant, very tough. I'm just telling you, you know. So you had to be strong. Very much. I think we got on better as we grew older.
Oh,
So when I was younger, I very much idolized my second sister. And I absolutely hated my brothers because I was in between the boys. But growing up, you know, I kind of became the central person that everybody was generally close to. But yeah, I would say, yeah, we it's family. Family have their moments, you know.
of course.
Family have their moments. But yeah, we were a lot. We got closer as we grew up, most definitely.
Okay, and how was school for you? Did you enjoy it?
Where? Because I schooled in Ghana for a bit, but obviously I was born and raised here. Okay, I'll tell you, school here I absolutely hated. I think the children were demonic, as were the teachers. I grew up in the 70s, so racism was just part of life. Those were the days where you'd think that you're a child, you go and play with a friend and you're told you have to stand outside because my dad doesn't like black people. I grew up during those times. And, you know, back in the day, I wasn't, one of the trendy kids. So I had no friends, but I was a very strange child. I always knew that there was something that got a place in me and on me. So I was never, what do they call it, begging friend. Even as young as 7, 8, I thought you would be privileged to be my friend. So if you don't want to play with me, I'm going to keep it moving. And I was very much like that, even as a very, very young child. So school in that regard may not have been as enjoyable as it should have been for any child, because your school years should be happy. But then at the age of 10, up until the age of 17, I mean, I did come back to England on holidays. I went to school in Ghana, which is where I really did thrive. You know, I absolutely loved it. And I was so glad that my parents didn't do the usual thing of coming over to this country and allowing kids to feel that, oh, because you're born in England, you're British, that's the end of it, that's all you know. Because the thing that people, I don't really want to hijack this bit, but I think it's important. The thing that people need to understand as Black people is we can claim being British as much as we like, but what we have to understand, whether we like it or not, we are given that title on loan, okay? When the British people, the real British people, and it may offend people, but do I look bothered? When the real British people want to claim their Britishness back, quickly will you realize that that title is on loan. It is incumbent on you to know where you really come from. And where you really come from, for me, is not Ilford in Essex, okay? And so, for example, when this whole thing happened with Samima Begum, she was born and raised in this country that failed her by not protecting her from being radicalized on British soil. She goes abroad does whatever she has to do. They have a nice reason of saying, right, under the guise of being a threat to national security, we are taking your Britishness away from you. I thought we were all British. How does that get taken away? We have Rashford and all the other football players taking penalties. The moment they don't score, they're a bunch of niggers. My daughter couldn't go to school the following day. I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live that I did last year. Yeah, it kind of did the rounds a bit. At that moment, their Britishness was taken away. So for me, it was just a simple case of, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. I best know where I come from. Because that bar of national security, dealing drugs, car offences, that threshold, as far as I believe personally, would be lowered and lowered and lowered. So the next thing you see, you can commit a car offence and it's like, right, we're going to go and check, your ethnicity and your DNA, find out where you come from and ship you back to Jamaica or ship you back to Ghana or Nigeria or wherever, a place that you've never been before. So for me, I'm very grateful for my parents for allowing me to see where I come from, so that in the event that anybody wants to steal my so-called Britishness from me, I'm not going to be left in the lurch. So yeah, you wanted truth and honesty.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm still recovering, so you're going to have to, I'm going to mute and blow my nose.
Don't you mute, blow your nose. The show's called RealTalk, and sometimes we have, and Shelley, the producer, is there, where we've had people that have said things, or people even the chat that have commented. If we were going to do a show that was all kind of like, it's all kumbaya.
Well, Dee, you followed me for a while, so you know that if that was your show, I would just be mashing it up right
you
about
wouldn't
now.
Be, yeah, and wouldn't be here and wouldn't be on. So I do appreciate you coming on. So, oh my gosh, so that was kind of like the childhood thing,
very much so.
going on, and then you left school. So what did you leave qualification wise? What have you got? I've got 8 CSEs, because it was CSEs back in my day.
Well, mine
Not
was
GCSEs, it was just CSEs.
Put it this way, I had enough to get by and come back to this country to do my A-levels, which was interesting, because when I came back, obviously the system back then, and I think they've kind of changed it now, in Ghana, you're rated from 1 to 9. So in Ghana, a 1 was top. That was like your A star. So I did English literature, English language, and I think I did sociology, which God knows why I chose that, because I hated it. But when it came to anything to do with English, I was brilliant at it. I mean, I had a reading age of a 14-year-old at about 8. I used to read crime stories. I would sit there and I'd read encyclopedias. I loved to read. And I remember going to school, and, the teacher was asking, so, what were your grades? And I said, I got a 1. And she looked at me, because I think a 1 here was a fail. She passed some stupid comment, and I said to her, well, obviously, if I failed, I wouldn't be doing an A-level in a subject that I failed abysmally, would I? But I absolutely hated coming back to school here. I hated it. I hated it with a passion.
So how old were you then?
I was 17.
17.
Yeah, because I'm an August boy. And you see, what it was, because the kids have got this stupid idea that Africa, we're all running around in grass skirts and swinging off trees. They thought that, she's come from Ghana, so we can bully her. I walked into the headmaster's office once and I said, listen, the only reason why I haven't dealt with these people how I want to is I'm 18 now. I could get done as an adult. That's the only reason I have not strung each and every one of them up. But the nonchalance and the lack of duty of care was terrible. And it just, reminded me of when I was here, in primary school. So that school wasn't an experience I enjoyed here at all, but most definitely, I'm a patron of a school now, actually, in Ghana, which I love.
Really?
Yeah. Patron of a private school called Fountain of Youth International. Beautiful school. Absolutely love the children to death. They are the most amazing kids. So yeah, something I
love. So there's people out there that are like, didn't know that about Dilys. didn't know that about Dillis. And this is what I want you to do, because I've seen you. I know you host your shows. I know you do so many different things, which we will scratch on. But then it's kind of like, just I want to peel it back and kind of know sort of like some more. So you left school. And then what was, do you know what I mean? Where was the journey taking you then?
Well, at the time, I really wanted to be a singer. I did some modeling, which I hated. Just couldn't stand it. I mean, back in the day, I think the models of today are a lot more intelligent, but back then, I'm sorry, but a lot of them were just very airhead people. And I just couldn't function in that industry at all. I did not like it. I more preferred my singing. So that is what I pursued for a number of years. So yeah, that's what I did for quite a bit. And then, yeah.
What, do you mean full-time singing?
Yes. So I did. I mean, I was one of the backing singers on. Do you remember that song by Dee Ream, Things Can Only Get Better? The Labour Party used it for their campaign. That's the one. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you all of a sudden, Dee.
You didn't want me to kill that one, did you?
Well, I couldn't hear you, but now I could read your lips. But yeah, that one.
See, that's because you know what it is. It's a producer. She's probably muted. I told you she was going to do that. She's there. I see her.
That was so creepy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I did that. I mean, I've sang with Johnny McClurkin. Yeah, I've had some good moments with regards to my singing, which I'm sort of coming back into that field, I think.
Okay. What were you brought up in the church?
No, I was not. However, I have always known how real God was. So when I was small, my mum's brother, so my uncle and his wife, came to live with us. They were Christians. I mean, every African is a bloody Christian. To be honest with you, that's what you tick in the box. But we were not practicing Christians. We didn't go to church or anything like that. So at the age of around 4, I believe my uncle and aunt came to live with us. They were staunch Christians. And I remember my auntie talking to me about Jesus. And she said, if I wanted Jesus to come into my heart, he would. So that's what I asked for. And at the age of 4, I had this vision of praying hands in my heart. And from that moment, the presence of God became very real to me. Now, things were a little bit different then, but at the age of about 6, 7, I would walk from my house alone to the local Baptist church on a Sunday, and I would sit in church on my own. I did this practically up until the time I left and came, or went rather, because I'm in England now, went to Ghana. Even the summer camps, I was in church. So I've always had that presence, but not down to my parents. Very, very independent of me. And I'm actually a minister now as well in a ministry called New Glory Ministry based in Romford. So that's near Romford. So yeah, just, God for me is very real. That's why I've got to, I said to you on a Tuesday nights.
That's right. You've got to, I know you've got to.
So we've got time. But yeah. So that was how church kind of played in for me.
Yeah. I'm trying to, and what I like, people sort of say to me, why don't you do a recorded show where you can edit and it can all be and go out and all be all nice and fluffy? I said, it's got to be real.
Yeah, I don't edit
because I'm taking in, just like as in like the audience out there, what you're saying, I'm having to obviously kind of digest it and keep it going. But it's like, okay, it's very, I'm obviously going to be watching this back afterwards. Okay, so I don't understand. When I say I don't understand, can you sort of like explain how sort of like, okay, so you did okay at school, pretty okay at school.
No, I did well at school. I was very bright.
Why singing?
I didn't know I could sing till I was about 15 actually. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I was an impersonator from when I was like 2, 3. I was obsessed with Indian people. And it's funny, it's a very African thing because Africans watch a lot of Indian movies because of the dancing and the singing and what have you. Trust me. They will learn the songs to Indian movies as if they were born in New Delhi. Believe you me. And I just loved impersonating people, you know. So that was really what my first love was. And everyone used to tell my parents, take the child to drama school. But typical African parents, you know, it's about academics, 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 which was unfortunate because I was very academic. So I feel, you know, from their point of view, they probably didn't want to, you know, take that chance because they knew that, oh, you know. But yeah, the singing came much later, not much later in life.
Singing, modelling, but you're an academic. I still do not understand how you ended up down that path.
I did actually want to be a criminal lawyer. That is one of the main things that I really wanted to do. I mean, there's so many things that I wanted to do. And you see, sometimes when you have different things that you're good at, it's really important that you have somebody that can manage those talents. Otherwise, you end up not utilizing them in the right way. And I think that probably was, you know, a little bit of my story, a little bit, you know. But yeah, there were many things that, you know, like now, many things I'm passionate about, many things that I'm involved in. So I am very busy. I'm always busy. But they're all things that really are very fulfilling for me. Definitely. Like coaching.
Okay.
I'm a coach.
I know all of these things. The guys out there are going like, oh my God, I can't keep up. There's those that are writing notes, and it's like, don't bother writing the notes, watch it on the replay, and then and then list them down.
Yeah.
So you've kind of juggled quite a few things, I think I would say, sort of like early on in your career, and then just bring us to sort of like I don't know, you've got children.
Mm-hmm.
How many have you got? Two. Shall I not be going? You just tell me. Boy, girl. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's fine. Boy, girl, 30, 16. That's their ages.
Ah, okay. So 16, just finished school?
You can't finish school at 16 in my house. It's an African household. Finish and go where?
No, I meant school. But I mean, she might be going sixth form or something like that. But
I don't mind about it. She hasn't done her GCSEs yet. In this house, you don't finish school at 16. You finish when I
finished school at 15.
Well, you were lucky.
And I thought those that finished at 15, those were people that went and worked in the mines back then.
That's what I was going to say.
Back in those days.
Right now, you leave school at 16. What are you going to do? You might as well fill your time with studying something and learning something. But yeah, it's unfortunately, that's the part of me that is very African. You will get an education and you will study.
And the importance of it. Does she feel that way? Does she love it, or does she not? Is she
My daughter's very, very academic. I mean, the school that she's in now, she was in a private school, and I had to change her the last minute because the school was just failing her abysmally. And I dragged her out in year 5, and she was just about to sit the 11 plus. So there was a huge change for her. But she still managed to be 60th out of 2,000 students and managed to get into her choice school. So she's very bright. Yeah.
Brilliant. And then you've got a young man at 30. Mine's just turned 30, actually. I can't believe it.
The thing is, time does go really quickly. It's just...
Yeah, exactly.
2022 is done.
Yeah.
It's done. It's finished.
We talked about that at the beginning. It start, it finish, and you got to try and remember what's gone on in between. And I think when we start breaking, we're like, it's gone so quick, haven't really done as much as I wanted to do. But if you start listing down what you've actually done and you've actually achieved, it's far more than you actually realise.
Well, this is why I started my workshop called Rewriting History. And it was the reason why I started that was because being in the church especially, you have the the buzz phrase for that year, depending on the kind of church that you're in. And the kind of church I was in, there was very much, this is your year of overflow, this is your year of breakthrough, this is your year of this, that, and the other. Let me tell you something. There was nothing happening. And I thought, you know what? I want to take control of my life. So I started a workshop called Rewriting History, where I have people identify one win, at least one win that they want to achieve in the year. And then we are able to get into that headspace, find out what we want to do, look at the structure in being able to get there, but also very importantly, looking at what I call legitimate curveballs that can come in and throw you off kilter. Now, the last one that I did was on the 19th of January, 2019. And I remember standing there saying, even death can be a curveball. 2 days later, my husband died. So I had to really dig deep and put into practice what I teach other people. Exactly a year to the day that my late husband passed away, I published my bestseller, Not This Widow. So it is very important being able to say, what am I doing this year? Because as we get older, once that 31st of December hits, we look back and our spirits drop. I've gotten older, I've not achieved anything. And it's not a good place to be mentally or emotionally or spiritually. So it's really important that, we're able to say, right, this year I want to do X. And help, come to people like myself that can help you and say, okay, right, how's that gonna happen? And what is it in your life that can impact you so that you aren't able to achieve that? And I call them legitimate curveballs because there are certain things we go through in life, like my experience, that you have got every right to curl up and die. You have every right to say, I cannot do this anymore. Just leave me alone and let me be in this space. And we can't afford for that to happen because of one thing, time doesn't care about your grief, about your mental health.
Not standing still, yeah.
Doesn't care. Time will just keep tick, 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 tick. So, you're absolutely right. We do have to plan what we're doing and take control. It's very important.
So if it's okay, I do want to touch on the book.
Yeah, sure.
And sort of like, where did you find, now just put well-being, well-you. Do you know Nauza?
Yes,
yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Where did you find the strength to actually write the book?
It was just the grace of God. Because to be honest with you, in hindsight, and I do say this, in hindsight, I would not have written it. It was a difficult one because being African, my late husband was from Sierra Leone, I'm from Ghana. I wasn't prepared for the cultural issues that losing a husband within certain communities would raise. Very, very merciless, very accusatory, very unsupportive, very dark. And I couldn't believe that being in England, I could still be subjected to some of the treatment that I was subjected to. And it was anything from just sheer spitefulness and people being so mercenary about, things, to actually being accused of being the one who killed my husband. It's a very common African thing. No man can just die. The wife must have killed him. He could have died in a plane crash. The wife must have done it. The wife must know something about it. So for me, it was a real shock. Looking at the depth of complete and total and utter devastation that I was going through to have to deal with that nonsense. And then for me, I was then open up to that world. And then the horror stories of some of the cultural and traditional things that widows would be put through became known to me. And I thought, somebody must talk about this. So there was that motivation that made me write the book. But also, I could see that people needed to be told how to grieve in as much that, and not in the way in which I was being told, but the fact that you should be able to grieve authentically. Do it your way. Don't do it the church way. Don't do it the Christian way. Don't do it the cultural way or the traditional way or society's way. Do it your way. Only you know how much that loss has impacted you. I cannot put into words what I went through. There are no words that I can use to describe. How then do you have the audacity to tell me how to grieve when you go to bed and your husband is still laying beside you? I will not give you that privilege. So it was very much a situation where women, especially within certain communities, needed to be empowered. Things like writing a will and life insurance, because of culture and Christianity, or culture and religion, against common sense, was difficult. So typically as a Christian, those who are not sensible, like they say, those that are so earthly bound and so heavenly bound and no earthly good, you can't talk to them about life insurance. With long life, God has blessed me, I'm not going to die. But people die all the time. So get life insurance, write a will, and we don't take those measures. It's very, our community are the least likely to have life insurance and a funeral plan and stuff in place. And when you die, the people you claim to have loved are there being subjected to foolishness because you were too lazy and too ignorant to write a will. So the book
in place
touches on all of those real life situations that, unfortunately, I had to experience to know that such a book would even be of relevance, to be honest.
Do you know what? Shelley, the producers, just put up, and I can't remember, it might have been last year actually, and there was a lady that we knew and said exactly, and we were just couldn't believe.
No, it's true.
Exactly what we sort of said. I can't remember how her husband passed away, but bottom line, you did it.
Yeah. I mean,
that was.
You followed me for a while,
Sorry.
so you know that I don't take nonsense. I mean, I had security at my husband's funeral. I told certain people, if you come, I will have you removed. Don't play with me. And they thought I was joking. A couple of them, one of them being my late husband's brother, was tapped on the shoulders like, come out. But you'll have to read the book to find out why. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Falls. But yeah, it was not easy, but I really had to dig very deep and put grief aside and just deal with some real stuff. And that's just what I had to do, because for me, I didn't ever want to look back and think my late husband's funeral was tainted by certain people that were there that didn't really care whether my husband lived or died. I wasn't having that. So I went and got myself 4 6-foot something plus security guards that were there. I mean, I was flanked by a couple because there was like 600 people at my late husband's funeral. But yeah, between 600 to 700. There was a whole load of people there. And yeah, I just needed to make sure that my memory was not tainted by anything that would be disrespectful to him or to my family. I just couldn't allow that.
So that was what, 20, when did he pass away? 20, that's just before COVID hit.
Yeah. I wonder,
Those must have been, as much as I've seen you. Sorry.
No, go on. What were you going to say?
Because as well as being obviously just such a difficult time anyway, to then be hit by COVID, and then it must be so hard.
Don't forget, the book came out on the 21st of January 2020. I had a book launch planned in Ghana for March. So January, the book came out, had the book launch. It was an excellent book launch. And then in February, I was in Morocco for a few days. And then I flew to Ghana very briefly, had to go to Nigeria for an interview, came back to Ghana. And just before the book launch, which I can't remember the date of it now, they closed the borders. I was in Ghana for 6 months.
I remember.
Yep. I was in Ghana for 6 months. So it was a lot. It was a lot, but still we rise, you know, we get through it and we keep it moving. It's a lot.
So with everything that you've been through, what can you tell? Because I've got the audience is massive. As I said, we're just shy of 1 million, one shy of 1 million viewers right now. With everything that you've been to, how would you sort of like, I'm going into 2023 and, you know, it's not been a great year for whatever reason, it's not been a great year. What sort of things, I don't know, can you give us like 5 tips? If that's quite a few,
mean
actually.
Not been a
But
great year
maybe
for me personally or for people?
For the masses out there, male, female.
You see, it's funny because I'm always accused of being a politician, which that is also, I do have some political whatevers, but that's another thing. But the way my brain works, it's difficult for me to give 5 tips, and I'll tell you why. You've got to find out why your year has been a terrible year. Without finding out the why, you can't find the solution. And I think when you find out the why, then come to me and I'll help you find the solution. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes we're going through things in life or there's a pattern. And because we haven't found out the why, we are actually trying to do things in life to make it better. But what we're treating is symptoms. We're not treating the cause. Sometimes it's the fact that we need to go into therapy before we can have that relationship that we want, or before we're able to sustain that relationship in a way which, you know, makes us happy. Or the confidence issue that you're having is because you haven't addressed the daddy issues or the mummy issues that you have. So you need to take time out and try and find out your why. And if you can't do it, then go to somebody that can help you do it. You know, because one of the things I do on that course is process map. Can you see some common trends in how you show up maybe in a relationship or work or life? What are the things that keep on happening to you? And then you have to look at you. And you see, looking at you is hard because sometimes what we see tells a story of pain, rejection. It's difficult. And that's why I hate it when people say, oh, you just got to love yourself. It's a very stupid thing to actually say. How? How does one love themselves when their background wasn't loving? How do they just do that? You don't just get up one day and love yourself. How do you learn to love the unlovable parts of yourself? It's a whole journey. So my advice is, if you are living life and it's not fulfilling, it's not joyful, it's not happy for you, then find out your why. Take a moment and try and go there. It's frightening. It is frightening. And I remember a client once saying to me one day, she said, if I give you all this stuff, what are you going to do with it? And I said to her, just imagine you've got a washing basket with all your washing and everything in there, and it's all jumbled up and, excuse me, there's clothes spilling out, and you've got the lid of the basket and you're trying to cover it and the things are still out. I said, my job for you is to take the things out, fold them neatly, have them in a pile and put them back so that the lid will fit. And when you need something, you can take it out, you can find it, you know what's in there. That's what I will do for you. Structure, order. Do you understand? And she kind of exhaled. And I know, you know, I mean, her case was pretty complicated, but it's an analogy that I have used many times, because sometimes our emotions, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. And unfortunately, we live in an era now where we are judged on everything. But at the same time, we're also told that anything we do is great and is wonderful. There is so much deception there. But it's very easy not to be real and true to yourself, because everybody will hail you for foolishness nowadays, for foolishness. And if you buy into that, you'll find that you're only as good as the next compliment. When all is said and done and it's you alone in that room, who are you? So you've got to find out your why. And that will be the key to how you're able to do this thing called 2023.
Oh, ouch, ouch. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those that are joining us, those that have been on, and the messages, there's so many messages that are coming through, Dilys, and you're not 100% either. And I know you've got to go. You know you're coming back, right? You know this is only a little scratch, okay?
No
So for
problem.
those of you thinking like, this is just a little scratch with Dilys tonight, we're just teasing you,
No problem.
guys. All her information, so blessed. Thank you. Our producer Shelley has got Dilys's information going across the screen now. The books where you can find Dilys, her social media pages also as well.
Inbox
If you
me.
didn't catch any of that, drop a note to us and we will share that information. Bearing in mind, Dilys isn't 100%. Can you imagine if she was? Lord of mercy. I'd need more of this. This is ginger wine, by the way. Just saying.
I was so ill. I couldn't speak. I was like, for ages, for like, I'm still hoarse. And this is the first time. Look, I haven't combed my hair in a week. Let me tell you, today was the first time I combed my hair. Shower every day, naturally, but the hair didn't get combed. It was just in a bun.
So the body's just saying, do you know what? Just
However,
so do you listen? Do you listen to the body? This is my final question to you.
I do listen to my body. I do. I just have to try and interpret what language it's speaking, but I do listen.
You know what it's like, and it's a case of people like, yeah, she's doing this, doing that, and doing. How do you look after yourself?
I love massage and I love champagne. So they are two combinations that do me very well. I love massage. I really do. I love going out to eat. But yeah, massage is a big one for me because once I've got my music, but I'm also, as much as I'm very sociable, I think what people don't know about me is I'm a very, very peaceful person. So you will hardly ever hear any noise in my house. You will not hear the TV. You will not hear anything. I'm nearly always in silence. I love peace. I'm a very, very peaceful person. But because I'm very fiery and I don't take any nonsense and I'm a little gangster, people can't associate
you with just having,
very peaceful. Very, very peaceful.
Do you see that comment on the screen there? That's my cousin, Shirley Clark. This was so good, Dee. Appreciate Dilys' openness.
Oh, God bless
She
you.
is from America.
Oh,
hi, Cuz Shirley.
I used to go to the States so often, When I used to sing, I was recording my album in Brooklyn. And I nearly moved to the States when I got married, and until I found out that their maternity leave was 6 weeks. I'm like, I'm gonna catch y'all later.
Forget that.
Yeah, that was it done. So yeah, I ended up staying here.
Oh, amazing. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough. And I just needed to we're going to just scratch today. We're just scratching today because we need longer.
No problem. I mean, once I'm better.
And we're going to get really up close and personal.
It's not personal because I met you in person.
I know. That was a couple of months ago. So it's a case of like when you sort of like, you feel like you've met somebody on social media. You haven't really, but you feel like you do. And then when you actually meet them in person, it's like, I think I might have done a little curtsy as well.
But it was lovely. For me, it's always very nice meeting people like that. And of late, I seem to meet quite a few people. Oh, I know from social media. And, I'm always polite to people. I don't do that whole, no. I love people. My job is to serve. People are not there for my benefit. I'm there for their benefit. I am a servant. That's all. I just have the medium of social media to serve. That's my job. So I can't meet people and be doing any of this nonsense that I see people doing. And it's very unhealthy as well. It's not a good thing. You don't do that,
I hear you so much. Dilys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. Guys, please keep the comments and everything else coming along. Please continue to share. Let's give it up, as they say, to the wonderful Dillis. Dillis, mwah. I'm going to speak to you and catch up with you before the end of the year, darling. Thank you so
and
much
I
for
think your
coming on.
timing was right because I can feel myself wilting. So I'm going to go and put back on my fleece dressing gown. Can you hear my voice is going now? And
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
go and do what I got to do. So thank you guys for having me. And I really appreciate it. God bless you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
All right, darling. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was the wonderful Dillis Silla. And yeah, one of them. Can you see behind me? Banner. Simply Deez Events banner. The lovely producer put that together. So when we're out and about now, you can't say you don't see us. Great big, I don't know, 7 foot plus banner is around. We got to keep it moving, guys, because the show is absolutely packed. The producers go like, what time are we finishing tonight? We will try and be finishing on time. Shell. Where's he got? Get on the screen and pull your faces. Let them see you. For those...
What? Finishing on time?
Can you imagine when I was in the studio? Munya's like going like, oh my gosh. I think the longest we were there was actually till 11. So it's like 4-hour show. So for
and
those
you had to
of
go
you
home after that. At least now on StreamYard, you're in your yard.
In Extreme Yard, in my yard. We are beaming from my yard. So we're going to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Please, please, please. It's so important. And Shelley will tell you as well that we ask you to share. We're not asking you just for the sake of sharing so that we can get like 50 likes or something like that. It's the information that is within the show that you're going to be like, I wish, or somebody you know is going to wish they had that information. Now we're going to bring on a young man now by the name of Ray Denny. Ray, I've met in person probably maybe once or twice. Hi, Ray.
Hello, Dee. You're right.
Yeah,
Young.
I'm
I like it.
You've obviously not listened to my show because I call everybody young. No offense. In case you thought, yeah, all right, you'll understand, Ray. This isn't. This is a professional setup, but I'm not professional. It's my show, so it don't matter. So the reason we sort of say to people, share, as I've just said, is because there's always information on there. Some of it like doesn't relate to me, doesn't mean anything to me. I can guarantee that it's going to relate to somebody that you know, and somebody you know will be like, I wish you would have shared, I wish I knew, or whatever the case might be. So I'm going to let Ray introduce himself in just a moment, but Naz, who was going to be on, isn't like 100% right now, and so Ray's going to come on and he's going to share some really important information for us. The reason I say important is things go on in the community. We're in Luton, Bedfordshire, okay, and people, I didn't know about that, didn't know. And sometimes there's little things out there, but they don't want you to know. There's people out there that don't want you to know so that certain things can happen. I ain't going to say any more right now. I'm going to let Ray share some stuff. And then that way, then, for those that are watching, listening, please share, please comment in the chat. And please, we want you to get involved. Don't be one of them sort of like bystanders and then start moaning about things. It's a case of like, when you get information, what do you do with that information? So Ray, before you get into anything, if you don't mind, can you tell the guys just a little bit about you, and then let's get into the topic at hand, if that's okay.
Yep, no problem. I'm Ray Denny, me. I am a freelance massage therapist stroke wellbeing coach. I specialize in a brand of massage called No Hands. It doesn't mean no touch. It's just mainly using forearms and so on. I've been a freelance therapist for 7-8 years now. I founded a little association which was named Ray's Health and Wellbeing Association, with the very, very simple ideas of helping people improve their physical and mental health. And that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, I think that's all I can say about me that's of any interest, really, other than I love gardening.
Oh, so I've just got into that this year. I've only just
Okay.
discovered the
Yeah.
whole kind of like, oh my gosh, and just as Dennis was just talking about, saying about stillness, quietness. That's stillness for me. When busy,
Yeah.
busy, and it's a case of like just getting lost in just pottering, slowing
Yeah.
it down.
Oh, I did catch that bit from Dillis, and I was absolutely really impressed with that thing about peace and stillness, because I was saying to Naz the other week about driving. I said I cannot bear to have a radio or sounds on when I'm driving. Just quiet. And I don't think we get enough of that in life. Just quiet moments, time
Yeah,
to
very
rest
much
the brain. So yeah.
Very
So yeah,
much so.
that's me in a nutshell, really. Dee, massage therapist. The well-being things that I do are usually centered around a little kind of talk type therapy. It's probably the best way of describing it. Just exploring with people and pointing in the direction of how our experience of life actually comes about, because there's a one true way that we get our experience of our so-called reality, and there's like an illusional version, which is the what we've had since since our birth, and it's been handed on and on for generations and generations and generations. Just a quick example, I'll say that if somebody is asked, what makes you happy, for example, what makes you happy, where do you get this feeling of happiness, and they'll give you a whole list of things that are outside of themselves. Oh, the result of a football match made me happy, or a cricket match, or so and so did something, said something, or didn't do, and we've got this idea that things outside of us are driving our experience. The truth of the matter, it's not. It's actually the relationship between our thinking about those external things, and that's it. And then we get delivered the feelings. So you and I can look at the same event, and you come away thinking, "Oh, that was amazing! That was fantastic!" And I'll go away thinking, "What a waste of my life! Why did I bother?" So it's not the event ever. It's not the event, circumstance, situation, or who did what the other. It's totally the relationship between our own thinking in that moment about that. So anyway, so that's kind of the well-being side of it comes in the talk bit. We just have a little think and a discussion around that.
We're going to contact you. We've put you on our list because we're going to be doing another health and wellbeing event in 2023. So we've just added you.
That'd be great.
Added you
I'd love
to our
to
list.
come and
So
get
we will
involved.
contact you and let you know the details. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Definitely. So tell the guys that are watching out there about the Piece by Piece project, where it is and what is currently happening, and what is the tight time frame that we have now to do what we need to do.
Okay. Piece by Piece is a community project devised, driven, envisaged by Naz Knight's Nine Red Art Undefined. It's, as I said, a community hub in Leagrave Park, North Luton, on the site of the former bowling green for summer use, and also within the pavilion building for winter use. And basically what's happened, this is something that's been happening over the last 12 months, from getting things up and rolling until actually rolling, is we've created a garden called the Theatre Garden in the old bowling green. We've got soft fruits, trees, shrubs, flowers. We can hold activities on the green site itself. There was a couple of marquees up, gazebos for various things. There's a whole host of activities that are going on there. Things that we have a women's listening circle. We have the gardening club. I myself do some massage and talk therapy down there. We have Nature Way, which has food, nutrition, Caribbean food and nutrition, and hair care. What else have we got? We also have
Tai Chi.
Tai Chi. We also take on people from community payback, and so we've got give them activities that they can do as part of their probation thing. Sewing circle. Other things coming up are over the next 12 months would be Cali Size, which is a salsa. It's not salsa dance, but it's a salsa exercise type class with sound and light therapy. So there's a whole bunch of things going on in around that area. We've got a little issue of late. In November, a notice went up, public notice about a planning application, saying, and basically is to convert the pavilion, sorry, the bowling green theatre garden area into a 7-lane covered cricket facility, which doesn't kind of sit well with the fact that it's supposed to be a community space. The interesting about this application that was posted up the day before the end of the objection period. Very interesting. But anyway, somebody forgot to put it up. Anyway, but so and so. So basically what we are needing to do now is ask people to help save our community space and object by email to Luton Borough Council. If anybody wants that, I can give that now, or if you want to take that later deal, I don't know how you want to do that. We'll do that.
Sorry, Shelley.
Yeah.
Hello, Shelley.
It's in the chat. All the bits and pieces on there. I didn't get round to actually doing it in the description of the show, but it will be, anyone that's watching this on replay, it will be in there as well. So there's links
Lovely.
in the place.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be able to share that on our pages also as well. So the deadline, if I'm right, Ray, is the 16th, which is
16th of this.
Yeah, which is Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So if you can, again, this is part of this application inferred that the area was vacant and not in use, which is another interesting thing. If anybody done their homework, or if, well, I don't want to get done for slander. However, if people were talking to each other or wanted to share information, perhaps.
I hear what you're saying, Ray. It is in use.
It is in use. It has been, and it's been in use by the community, run by people within the community. It's starting to bring people together, and the amount of times you get comments, I wish, I'm glad I've got something to do. This gets me out the house, etc., etc.
Yep.
It's just positive. I mean, money it's too much focus on money these days, and we're losing this whole concept of people.
Yep.
Drawing people together, keeping people together, growing people, growing a community. Half the problems we got is because you're gone, Dee.
No, I was going to say, so I can't remember when it was. I think it was June, wasn't it? Was it in June? And there was a big kind of launch, or there was a big
26th of June. We had the Lord Lieutenant of Bedfordshire there and various other dignitaries. It was fantastic. A really great day. Beautiful weather, food, music, performances. It was a really great day, and that really kind of showed that the people in the area are willing to come out and get involved in this sort of thing. So to say that it's a vacant
space, this is what I was thinking, because I'm thinking, as Shelley, the producer, has just put up there, that the Lord Lieutenant, just think about contacting her. I emailed last week, because I've only known about this it was literally very early December after it was posted. And when you went on, because anytime there's an application, you get an application number. So you go on there, and the applications. So if you want to object to whether it's something like a neighbour wanting to build an extension or something, you get the ability to go on there. And if you want to object, you can object. I've gone on there and I'm thinking I've got the wrong number because I can't get in, but it was closed. So I was like, how does it work? We only know about it, and now it's already closed. But I've been told, and I've seen the email, that we can still email, which is the email address that we've put in the chat and that we're going to be sharing, and the application number on there. So it's a case of why, obviously, if you're objecting, why is it that you want the, the areas still to be kept as a community space as opposed to a cricket? Did you say training? I don't know. They play cricket on the great humongous, humongous field that is already there. We have got umpteen parks already. They play cricket there. That's literally where I live, guys. X amount of steps and I'm actually there. And then, it's not really used. It's not really. Yeah, it is. It is. But the thing is, it's one of those things. And as Naz has put in the chat, and as so many people out there know, when we don't say anything and we lose something, that's when people are going to start moaning and whining. So don't get me wrong. Who knows? Not saying what the outcome is. I'm not, but in terms of, unless we say something and put that forward to them, then as far as they're concerned, there's like a handful of people that have objected. So what we're asking for you is to support the Sundon Park, the community. What's it called, Ray? The space. Is it called the Piece by Piece Project, or what's it?
Well, we've named the space itself the Theatre Garden because it's used as a theatre for performing arts, etc., and it's a garden. So it's the Theatre Garden is the space. However, the site is the former bowling green at Leagrave Park.
Yeah. And the transformation was absolutely amazing. And if I may say, I know Naz, she might not be here, and thankfully, I'm so glad you could come on, Ray, and just explain the whole kind of things to our audience out there. But it would have been May. No, it wouldn't. It would have been early June when we had the carnival. My niece Tishi, who is in the house, so to speak, was asked by Shantae from Litmas to be Carnival Queen. This was 2020, actually. Obviously, COVID hit. But this year, it's like, yay, we can finally do Carnival. So she was Carnival Queen. And I went and sort of like we went around and all the rest of it in that. And she had a great time, and thankful to Shantae for doing that. And I'm in the group, and I kind of posted because Naz was saying she was there and what she did, and I said my niece, she was Carnival Queen. And you know what Naz said, does Tishi want to be at the opening of the event in June? And she had an absolutely awesome time. She went with Pam. I had to go somewhere else. She went with Pam and was well looked after, treated like royalty. And you don't get that. Do you know what I mean? You don't get that. So I just want to say publicly, even though I might have said already, that she's so grateful to Naz and everybody who was there on the day. And please, please don't say you didn't know about it. I don't want to hear that. Because this is what people say. Oh, if I'd have known, and there's only so much people can do. We've all got lives as well. So we're trying to juggle our normal lives, so to speak. We're trying to juggle normal our jobs as well. And then we are giving our time to community stuff because we're passionate about community. We're not getting paid for the things that we do. And a lot of times people don't understand that. We talked about that earlier on today, went on another show. We're giving our time because we're passionate about the community and knowing the impact of things that we're doing have, because I've seen the messages in there, how people just going somewhere, and it might be doing a little bit of gardening, it might be weeding, it might be watering the plants or whatever it might be. And then it's like, thank you so much for this space. It just means so much. I've come out the house, I'm meeting new people. The knock-on effect, we really underestimate what the little things can potentially do for people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, so I would be bleating on, and I'm not going to. But for you guys out there, please don't be, it's me, myself, and I. We have to stop that. We really do. We have to stop that. So you may not live in Sundon Park. It don't impact me. I'm not bothered. It's not my area. Why should I care?
Only thing is, it's the same in any area. You've got to care within your own community, whether it's your street or whatever. I mean, we had snow this week, and the number of people who've actually cleared outside their pavement. I know in America, I think they're obligated to clear the sidewalk outside their house or building, clear of snow for people to walk. But if you're looking at go around the streets, there's a few people who do that and help, but the majority don't. So there's an apathy that, you know, we need to change that kind of attitude and just get involved. The little things, it makes such a difference.
Yeah, and a bigger difference than you could ever imagine. Sometimes people like going like, well, I haven't got money and I haven't got, it's not always about money. I'm going to bring in the producer Shell for we're going to kind of be wrapping up. Shell, we had somebody on today that is doing some work in the community, and you know, like ourselves, we're doing what we do. God blimey, if we got paid, we'd be minted, but it's not for money. And people are going, what do you mean you don't get paid? And trust me, my husband goes, what do you mean you're not getting paid? You're spending so much time. And it's a case of like, when you know you're making a difference, and and
you're actually filling holes of what should actually be there in the first place, as in all of the wellness. People can actually go and sort and actually look for that themselves there. I've put in, because I'm ranting in the chat.
Good.
The fact that the council left that bowls green there for so long, and not only just left it there, but didn't allow people to go in there, and then you came along and then had a bit of a fight at the beginning to then take it over, and was given that bit of land. Then they suddenly realise now that bit of land is now available, that is now workable. It is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
My local park, even though we don't have a proper cricket club that goes on there, they go there a lot. We ended up with an artificial cricket pitch put in the middle of the field. Now, that's supposed to be a field that's for football and for dog walking and for general use for our area. It has a cricket pitch that then gets looked after, and then there was this artificial thing that got put in on it, which there's not an actual cricket club affiliated to that field. It's any cricketers go up there. Stopsley Common, or I call it Stopsley Common, what used to be the old Stopsley Sports Centre, on that site there's 2 or 3 actual cricket pitches set up for tournaments with huts that have been put up there. Why not put what they want to put here up there, next to where the actual cricket pitches are? There's a whole bit of land there that's hard standing, that they knocked down the old sports centre down, that they can't really use. It's hard standing there. So why not build on top of that rather than taking away from something? And it was the first thing that I looked at, and the reason why I messaged in was the fact that when you looked at what planning permission they put in that it was vacant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the first bit on there that's the fault. I mean, to look at how that bit of land was then given, there's all sorts of different ways that you can look into it. I know Stopsley Bowls Club. I know personally because it's a family thing. My granddad was one of the founder members of the Workingsmen Club. They then helped for the money to go into the Bowls Club that's in the middle of like the Stopsley Park. I know that if the Bowls Club there was to then had to fold, the same as the way the Bowls Club up here did, that would have to be given back to the whole village. It needs to be given back to everyone, and everyone could then have a vote on what that could be used for, I'm assuming. So whether this is then the same, why suddenly is it then one? Yes, it's going to be useful. What the project is fantastic, but why there? And why take over something else?
And also the fact that it's a 7-lane netted covered space. That's fine for one use, for one set of people. That's not a community use. I mean, how many? I'm too old now for cricket and all that sort of stuff. That's no use to me. I can't go and play cricket. Your great aunt can't go and play cricket. And where can you hold the things that we've been holding there? There would be no, having that site there. They're not catering for. It's a very limited amount of people that's catering for. It's not.
And that car park can't cope anyway. That car park can't cope with the amount of footballers that are on the park. So how on earth do they think it's going to work with a big 7-lane thing going on, everyone turning up, when it's cricket's off season, which is football's on season?
Yeah.
How's that going to work?
Yeah.
I don't care. They don't care. Well, the land was there, nothing happening. And then when you start seeing,
it suddenly becomes valuable.
Activity,
look at that.
It's like, yeah. So, as I said, if we want change, you know how we can try and make that change rather than just, never mind. It's not over yet.
Nope.
So we're going to give them some of that.
I might have sent 2 emails.
Sorry?
I might have sent 2 emails.
It doesn't matter.
One is Michelle and one is Shelley. Worded slightly different.
They don't watch our shows, do they, Shell?
No, they wouldn't, would they?
But no, if anybody's got any questions or anything whatsoever, you know how to get hold of us. We'll ensure that Ray, Naz, and the group gets that information. And yeah, we'll definitely keep everybody updated when we hear some more, Ray, and whatever that might be.
Yeah,
we'll get you, Naz, back on, and we can sort of like let people know.
Great.
So for now, thank you so much for taking time out and coming on and just sharing and giving us that update, that very important update. And it's not over. 16th is Friday. Today is Tuesday. It's 24 hours in a day. Find time. It doesn't mean you've got to write War and Peace. Something would be very much appreciated. Okay, Ray, I'm going to let you go. I've got 2. When I say young people, I've got a young one, and then I've got an old one. That's the dad in the house, itching. Look at her. Yasmin's just itching to get on. She's like, this is your moment coming up any moment now, Yas. So, Ray, I'll say goodbye for now, and we'll catch up soon, darling. Thanks so much.
Great stuff. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Here's my new friends. When I say friends, this is how it works, guys. Hello. Oh, Yasmin. People are going like, Who are they? Well, these are
Well,
my new friends,
yes.
Yasmin, and he hasn't brought her. She's brought her dad along. She didn't want
Correct.
to, but she didn't have much of a choice, really. And if I could just say thank you guys, so honestly, thank you so much for coming on. People going like, who are they? Well,
No, thank you
this
for
is how
having
I
us.
meet.
Thank you for
This
having
is
us.
this is. Don't be silly. Don't be silly. This is how I meet people. So, less than 2 weeks ago, I was at
Christmas
Stopsley
market.
Baptist, their Christmas fair, whatever it was, and yeah, there was like 40 inside. When we put in to sort of like get a pitch, I was like, let's be honest, I was praying for inside, and then got an email. Yeah, you got outside. I'm like, I bet it's going to be cold. I bet it's going to be raining. I bet it's going to be horrible. And sure enough, it kind of was. It kind of was. It wasn't too bad, really. It was just cold, wasn't it? It was just a really cold day.
It was
So
cold,
there I
yes.
was. Shelley came. She wasn't 100%, and she came with her husband, and they set up the gazebo. And she went home and like left me there. I'm not bothered. I'm just there, kind of tap dancing and just doing my thing. And then along came Ishmael and Yasmin. I thought,
Yeah.
ah, so nice.
It was
And we
nice. I
started
loved it,
chatting.
you know. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love chatting to you, but it made a difference, you know.
I
Made a
know.
difference.
So we were just chatting, just having a conversation. And then Ishmael's like, yeah, I was at this thing the other week. I met Levi Roots. And I'm like, really? We were at an event a couple of weeks ago and Levi Roots was there. And it turns out we were at the same event.
Correct.
It's the same event. And that was the King of Reggae.
And that was fantastic,
And
wasn't it?
it was, because I do believe, if all goes well, the young lady that you spoke to, she's actually going to be on in probably about half hour or so. She's actually going to be on
brilliant.
tonight.
Brilliant. That'd be nice.
She's actually going to
Yes.
be. She's actually going to be on tonight. So we were chatting just as you do. You wasn't even going to come, Ishmael, were you? You weren't even going to come to the market at all, were you?
No. I wasn't gonna come. I'm not a Christmas market person, but my wife was going out somewhere with her sister and brother, and I had instructions, obviously, as us married men do. I was instructed to take my daughter to the Christmas market, and it was I had no choice whatsoever, you know.
But one
And
of the
my
best
daughter,
decisions.
yes, you know, I'm a man that do as I'm told by the wife, otherwise.
Oh, do you know what? You're going to get you're going to get my show some serious ratings now, Ishmael. I'm a man that does as he's told.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Otherwise, if it was show, you know.
Yeah, in it. Oh, very much so. So for somebody who wasn't supposed to be at the market anyway, reluctantly ended up at the market. I don't know what time you bucked up on me, but it was a case of like from somewhere where normally you'd like there maybe a minute or so and move on. I think we were probably chatting for probably about half an hour or so. It was absolutely freezing.
More.
But these guys were there, and I'm like, I want you on my show.
Oh, brilliant! That was nice. I loved it. You know, it was so engaging.
Did you believe?
Really
it was. Yasmin, did you believe that I had a show? Did you believe me, or did you think I was making it up?
At first, I thought you were. Then I was like, oh.
Sorry,
okay.
You thought I was telling Porky? I don't mind. Listen, honestly, Yasmin, no. I need you to be exactly as you are. There's no airs. You'll see this. There's no airs. There's no graces. And it's just the realness. And I just it was like, what are we going to be talking about? We're just talking. We're just having a chat like we were on that day. So I'm going to ask Yasmin, first of all, if I may. Yasmin, if you don't mind, because obviously Dad's there as well, just tell the guys just a little bit about yourself and what you get up to in your spare time, please, if you don't mind.
Well, my name is Yasmin, and I don't know. I love singing, and I just started
So do I.
high school. I've just started high school, year 7. It's okay. Yeah, loving the
What do you
snow.
mean it's okay? What do you mean it's okay? Why is school okay and only
Yeah.
okay?
Explain yourself, woman. It's okay.
Dad wants to know as well.
You should be excited here, you know.
Is it boring? Is it boring?
Yeah, because sometimes, like, it's not as fun as primary school, because, like, moving all the classes and stuff like that.
You
But,
can read,
yeah.
because what it is, people are messaging in as you're talking.
Yeah.
So they've asked if you want to say, if you don't want to say. Yeah. Shall I tell you what I'm going to do? I'm going to be sorry to interrupt you, Yasmin.
Okay.
Shell, can you bring Janetti on, please, if you don't mind? This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Janetti, this is a young
hello.
Hello.
We loved that show. It was fantastic.
Hello.
What are the chances? What are the chances? I said to these guys when I saw them less than 2 weeks ago, I want you on my show. And if you heard Yasmin, she thought I was telling little fibs. She's thinking like she don't look like she got no show. But as it is, they're here. And
don't worry, I'll beat her later.
The reason I kind of brought Janetti in, which is really important now as well, is I want, because you guys ain't got nowhere to go, have you, Ishmael and Yasmin?
No,
really?
No. They's done now, you know.
You guys aren't going anywhere yet, but I want Janetti to kind of just share a couple of things, because you just never know who can help. So Janetti, just say a little bit about who you are, what you've done, and what you're going to be. We're doing a little bit of an appeal, aren't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah. We are doing an appeal because I don't know if you guys know that I'm self-funded with the things that I do, with everything that I do. Okay,
Yep.
so I've done the show. He says you liked it, but it's only a small amount of people was able to go. Because we wanted to reach as many people as possible, because the show's got a very strong and important message that is definitely necessary. We tried to do it over Zoom as well. Now, to do something over Zoom, even on the news and things, when they're doing things over Zoom, things go wrong. There's noise, there's cut out. Things like this, there's cut out as well. So it wasn't a success. So we really want to reach the people further afield. We want to promise to deliver it again, but we want to reach people that are further afield. But the funding isn't there. So I put out what you call the begging bowl. Right, literally. And if you don't ask, you don't get. Yeah. And I ain't too bold to ask, and I ain't too proud to ask. So I'm basically appealing for any space in the Midlands and further field that can accommodate the cast to put the show on again, so that more people can actually come. And obviously, because it is a pantomime, we're trying to fit it within the pantomime season. So by the end of January, first week of February, at the latest, to put it on. So yeah, that's basically what it is. But myself, what I do obviously is bring novice people from the community in to the shows. And the reason for that is because I'm a mental health community practitioner. And I believe with that, what people do is put a mask on. I mean, we do it anyway, because how many hats do we wear in the different things in life that we do? We wear a hat that we have for our family. We wear a hat that we have when we socialize. We wear another hat that we have for work or any other commitments that we have. The only time when we really, really relax is when we are with our immediate family that we live with on a daily basis, and we don't have to put no front on, because nobody can tell me that if certain family that are not as close, if they're coming around, you don't take out the mop and the pledge polish, and you give a little clean up and everything. So and so coming to the yard, have to make change the towels in the bathroom, do this, and it's still family. Yet we still do it to certain members. So that's putting on a hat, that's putting on a mask, and that's not being your true, authentic self. So when you've got those kind of mental health issues and you do put a mask on, sometimes the mask stays. It stays on, and you remove yourself from yourself, and you become that persona that you want people to see and you want people to hear, and you forget who you are. So if you've got one of those on anyway, why not put on a mask that is creative, that you get applause for, and therefore you are elevated in the things that you do. And when you feel elevated and confident, elevated and confident, sometimes you can remove that and you return to yourself, because your self-esteem has come back. So the plays that I do are based on my books, sometimes based on other things, based on things that I've heard. And also sometimes just because I've written something and I know it's going to lift people's spirits, but there's a message involved. And this one was. So that's really what I do in the work I do. But I'm also a ghostwriter, a multiple published author in my own right for my own things, and very, very community oriented. So that's me.
What's the name of the pantomime?
The pantomime is called Queenie, Dreadlocks, and the Three Heirs.
I like that name.
Yeah. You know, it just flows, doesn't it? I mean, it's a spin-off. Everybody loves a good spoof.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes, we do.
You know, there you go. You got it. And what's your
There's
name
two
anyway?
new cast members.
We're always looking for male actors. You know.
Oh God.
if you can drop something like that already off the hoof, then yeah, you know.
Oh yes, I will.
There you are. I love it already. But yeah, Queenie, Dreadlocks, and the Three Heirs. And the synopsis of the pantomime is that Queenie, she is fed up with the fact that the Caribbean countries are not united. And the Caribbean is not united in itself, but also not united with Africa, the mother country, the real mother country.
Thank you.
So what Queenie wants to do is persuade her mother, who's called Empress No Foolishness Skankingfoot.
Oh, that sounds scary, boy.
It should be. That if she marries a small island man, then it would unite her country, which is Jamaica, with the whole of the Caribbean, if her mother throws a ball and gets these heirs to come and compete for her hand in marriage. So if that works, then at the end it's saying that if the Caribbean countries can be united and know their origin, then maybe we can all be independent republics, just like Barbados. And of course, it was timely for the fact that Barbados is celebrating its republic status for the first time, first annual republic status. So yeah, that's what it's all about, and that's the message.
Brilliant. That is interesting.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Very, very I like, you know what's so funny? Throughout my childhood, unfortunately, I haven't been involved in I haven't been involved in watching many plays in the theatres or watching any black plays in the theatres. You know, I've probably been to one or two in Hackney. Yeah. And that's it really. So I think the Bob Marley show that I saw was the first show of Bangladesh that I've seen that was produced by a black person.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just starting a new something, you know, and you are the first producer of that something. So you know.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. It's got to be done because we are out there. But
I didn't know. Could have fooled me.
What really hurts me is that we tend to think the only way we're going to be successful is if we slightly water down our culture and our authenticity by asking white people to intervene and help us produce what we know we want to produce. But obviously, when that's come into the fold, we don't speak our mother tongues. We tend to, you know, make it a little bit more palatable for the wider field. And if we do that, we are watering down our authenticity. So to me, I don't think we should shy away from the fact of who we are, present ourselves as we are, and be proud of it.
Absolutely.
Because you know what we're missing? When we're trying to show the world and other people who we are, in order to be, as I says, more palatable or to be more understood, we're going already with a watered down version of ourselves, right? So how do we expect them to really understand our authenticity when we're not giving it? We're giving down a watered version. So that's what they're getting, a watered version. And when they don't understand us properly or know where we're coming from, then we to ourselves, we argue and we complain, oh, they don't understand our culture. They don't know where we're coming from. Blah. We didn't give it to them in the first place.
Right.
We gave them a watered down version. That's what they're getting all the time. That's what they're getting on TV. They're not getting the proper language. They're not getting, everything is slightly watered down. Everything is slightly missed. Everything is just a little bit, so just a little bit under the cover. Just a little bit, just a little. No. We got to stop it. We got to do what we know we can do. We got to stand out there, take our stance, be bold about it, whether we get funding or not. Just keep going for it. Just keep asking. Just keep coming together. Because we've got the talent.
Absolutely.
Talent is there. The grassroots talent is there. And even the bigger stars. Oh, my God, these people. What are they doing all the time? What are they doing all the time? They're losing themselves. They're losing themselves because other people are saying it's not going to work. They're not going to understand. They're not going to this and not going to that. But there's enough of us to come together and do it the right way and let people see exactly who we are, exactly what the culture is. And then if they want to ask, I didn't understand this, what does it mean? Then we can explain it in a version that they can understand. But the true authenticity would still be there because we've given it to them. And you know what? The whole world are mimics. The more you give them the authenticity, the more they would understand, the more they would copy, the more they would comply. Yeah. Right. The more they look, if we was to water down our food, we wouldn't like it. Why are we all watering down ourselves for? To be palatable. Hello.
Likeable.
You know, I ain't watering down my food to suit nobody else. I'm having my food
Keep
the way
it
I
spicy.
like my food.
Keep it spicy.
And don't they like it too?
Oh yeah. The jollof rice.
Haven't they adapted to our food? They've adapted to our food so much that they're trying to make the rice and peas and thing the Jamie Oliver way, you know, and all the rest of it. Okay, am I right or am I
Why
right?
are you laughing, Yasmin?
The Jamie Oliver way.
No, but it's true. You know, listen, Englishman love to go a curry road and eat the Asian curry. Yeah. The white people, the Asian people, all kind of people love to come a carnival and line up and get the jerk. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? That is authentic, Asian authentic cooking, African authentic cooking, any kind of authentic cooking, which is not the Yorkshire pudding and roast beef and potato and gravy. Yeah? Right? We can eat that too. We can eat their food and they can eat our food. We're not asking them to change their food.
The reason I'm laughing It's because this comment on there is what Shelley, the producer. No, she doesn't, because we would cuss her.
I know, I saw that.
Okay.
So that's the lady that was on before, Yasmin.
Well, it's true,
So
isn't
funny.
it? It's true.
Yeah,
Right. So, you know, we pick and choose. We pick and choose our arguments, but we have to remember that if we're not given the authenticity of ourselves, we can't expect other people to understand the authenticity of ourselves.
Yeah.
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 So in life, if we like our food a certain way, we keep it a certain way. If we like to dress a certain way, we dress a certain way. We argue so much about the way we want to wear our hair.
Yeah.
So much about the way we want to wear our hair till we take it into Parliament. Yeah. Okay. We take the hair into Parliament. That's only one part of the culture. We can argue about hair. Let's keep our voice. Let's keep our culture. Let's keep the way that we truly act, and let's keep our performance black.
Yeah.
And real, okay, so people can understand. We need more of this, much more of this. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah,
So
that's what we need. Okay, that's what we need. So I ain't watering down nothing. Ain't watering down nothing.
You do that way. That's how we like it. That is how we like it.
Why should I? Why should I?
That's how we like it.
If they want to open up a door and give me funding, which they've not done yet. And every time, oh, what can you, oh, and what does it mean? And what you're offering and everything. I'm offering me. That's what I'm doing. I'm offering the truth.
Yes, let's leave it alone.
We are,
you know,
Janet, so what's the plan then? What's your next, I know you're talking about this pantomime.
Yeah.
When is this pantomime taking place, you know?
I don't know. That's the thing. I really want to try and get it out again on the 28th of January.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the cast are going away. They're going home.
Yeah.
You know, they're going abroad for like 2-3 weeks. And by the time, if we haven't done it by the 28th of January, if they've gone away for 2-3 weeks, then you were talking about Valentine's. Once you get to Valentine's, that pantomime season done. It's done.
Of course, yeah.
So we have to wait for the following year. But you know what? If I don't get that date, I'm still looking for the door to open because I still want to repeat it. And if it has to be next year, pantomime season, further down south somewhere, then I would take it. Because with the pantomime season, you book a year in advance anyway.
Oh,
because there's so much of them. You do book in advance. You have to book that far in advance. You know, and I just want to repeat it, and I want to repeat it further away from Birmingham if possible. But I want it to be given to us. I want the door to be open to us. And the way I'm not asking for a complete charity bowl. Yeah. What I'm offering here is for us to meet the theatre where they're at. So 50% of the seat sales will be paying back the theatre for the space that they've given us.
Yeah.
And obviously the theatre would open up to say, okay, we will sell tickets, etc., and they will do, and that will be their fee. That will be their fee.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So they're going to get, so I'm not asking for you to just give me the thing for nothing, you know, because nothing comes for nothing. I'm not doing it that way.
Absolutely, yeah.
But 50% of the fee, and obviously the other 50% would pay back the people to travel down there, etc., because we're not asking for a large amount of money to do the thing, just to get us down there, cover our expenses, and the rest will be the theatres.
Okay, so if I can just say, Janetti, and you can obviously clarify, it doesn't have to be a theatre, because if people are sort of out there thinking like,
I'm just saying that it doesn't have to be a theatre, it doesn't have to be a stage, we don't even have to have a PA, right? We've got our own PA, we've got our own setting. It doesn't even have to be any normal lighting what you have in a theatre. It could be just an ordinary community hall space that's got at least
house shelf.
Yeah, that's right. Flat floor. It doesn't have to be a stage. What we like, you see, the difference with us, what we like to have a flat floor, and we like to face our audience, because sometimes there's interaction, and we like the audience to feel as though they're part of the show. Okay, we don't like to be on an elevated platform like, oh, we're better than now, we don't touch the audience, you can't touch us, and so on and so forth, right? And feel partly removed. And we like to associate with the audience afterwards, sign things, etc., etc. That's the way we like to do it. Okay, so
Well,
it's not a no touch or no anything kind of show that we do.
Well, you know what, Dee? Why don't we try and attract the show to come to Luton? I think there's a big enough market in
There's
Luton.
more than a big enough market.
And I think in order to find a
Ishmael,
location.
I'm on the case, but now you're here. You guys are on the case.
Pardon?
That's why you're here. That's why you're here. It's a case of, no, honestly, I knew that kind of like Janetti had asked sometime last week. You guys were already coming on the show, and it's not even just for you guys. We are putting it out to the masses out there, because you just don't know. It could be that a school says like, well, do you know what? You can use this school, or you could whatever. So we're sort of saying, if we can get some options, and we will get that to Janetti, and let's see what we can do to get this awesome play.
I am 100% behind that. Absolutely. It's something that I would love to get involved with, you know. Why not? You know, I am from Camden in London.
Yeah.
I've lived in Luton for the past, I don't know, probably 9 years now. I moved here 2013. Literally, I moved in on New Year's Eve.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've been living in this house since New Year's Eve of 2013. And I must say, I haven't been involved much in the community in Luton. Because all I do is just work, come home, look after the family, football, boxing, whatever I do. And that's it, really. But luckily, I've worked around Luton for a little while now. So I've kind of developed a few friends here and there, a little small social circle, but big enough to get this, you know, as a benefit snowball, you know, and just start rolling it.
Okay.
So you know, so yes, there are people that I know in Luton who will be able to help, 100%. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Get this ball rolling, shall we?
That's brilliant. And you know, you say you like to get involved. How much do you mean you like to get involved? And when somebody says they like to get involved, I want to know how far they like to get involved, because there's one thing the show was missing. And you know, I spoke the person in. I haven't got a husband in the show, you see. I mean, the thing is, Empress Skanking Foot is talked about, but he's up country somewhere. Yeah. Because there was nobody. I don't know why people never want to play my husband in the show. I don't know whether it's because, you know, I'm fierce and formidable or what, you know.
Who's the wife?
But I need an emperor. I need an emperor.
It's her. Ishmael.
Oh, you're the wife.
It's
yes.
I would be your emperor, man. Yeah.
Well, you would play Emperor Silvertongue.
But you know what? I'm not really sure about my. I'm not.
Sweet mode. Silvertongue Skanking Foot. And
I am sweet darling.
Empress no foolishness Skanking Foot. So I'm looking for a sweet mode, man.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not sure about my acting skills these days. When I was younger, I had a few skills here and there, but I might need a bit of a few lessons here and there.
Hey, this is it, you know, because nobody in the show, right, apart from 3 people, has acted. Wow. Right, I've trained all of them over Zoom, etc., etc. And the fact that you're here on the Zoom and you're speaking, you're already doing it. If you're not shy to do that, because there's some people who go on Zoom that don't any questions, the whole Zoom quiet. Nobody saying nothing, you know. Poor D have to say, I'm going to pick on someone now. You know, everybody quiet. You know, there's nothing worse than doing a talk somewhere and everybody's got But when he said, is there any questions? The whole place quiet. Because everybody's shy. But all the questions are there. And then you hear them all talking afterwards. And you think they didn't ask the thing. You're already an actor.
Oh, gosh.
You just haven't had the platform to do it.
No, never have had.
Well, you got it now.
Oh,
Yasmin, what do you think?
I'm gonna cry now.
It's there.
What about him? About what?
Me acting. What do
Him
you think?
acting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, thanks for the support, darling.
And
Thank you for the support. Right?
also,
remember that.
madam, no, how tall are you?
Me?
Yes, you.
Well, last time I checked, I was 4'11", so I'm quite short.
Perfect. That's exactly what I want. Because I need a Princess Talawa. Little but me Talawa.
Oh,
I'm missing a Princess Talawa. Because my Princess Talawa for next time won't be able to do it. So you both, there's Emperor Silvertongue there and Princess Talawa.
you know what's so funny? Yasmin has been trained as she's been going to this school on Sundays where you do acting, singing, and dancing since she was the age of 5 years old.
Well, there we are. She can train you then.
You want to train me? She might, you know what? She might charge me to train me, you know?
I'm taught her how to play piano.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. You got the right height, right? You got the right skin tone, the right hair, and everything that could play my daughter. You know, one of my daughters. So it's absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect because you match the other girls. You match the other girls as well.
Yes.
So there's Princess Talawa, there's Princess Cocoa Butter, and there's Princess Marina. Now, if you know anything about Jamaica, Marina is a vest, a string vest. You know Cocoa Butter already, and you know Talawa. Okay, so those are the three princesses. So you will be Princess Talawa.
There you go.
Does she play like a big part?
My daughter, yeah, I should think so.
Does she?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
You've got lines. You have to dance. All sorts of things.
You've got a dance, girl.
I can dance. I can.
Yeah. It's a wicked part. It's a wicked part.
Wow.
Ooh.
So let's kind of just. So what we're saying, Yasmin and Ishmael, I do believe Janetti has actually offered you to, correct me when I go wrong, Janetti, offered you to parts in this pantomime. Is that a yay or a nay?
You know what?
That's a definite yes.
We are honoured. And yes, we absolutely take it. And even if we say no, my wife will beat me for saying no.
Yes! Right? Well, straight away, what I would do then, straight away after this, when Dee would, because I'm on the phone and I can't actually see anything too tough. Yeah. Okay. So Dee, you send me their details and I would actually send the script over to you. So whenever we do it, you can read over the script, etc., etc.
Oh, wow.
And get used to that. And I would also send over to your daughter. What's the daughter name again?
Yasmin.
Yasmin, the little song that she will be singing with the other princesses.
You know, this is incredible, right? So, me getting forced to go to a Christmas market, which I never go to.
Yeah.
Meeting Dee, having a half an hour chit chat.
Yeah.
So much so they're going like, oh my God.
Hello?
Like, you're there.
Yeah. Having having a half an hour chit chat with Dee, and then sorry, my wife trying to distract me. Go away. Having half an hour chat with Dee.
No. Let your wife come and see who's going to be your wife.
She's on the live.
She's watching it.
Okay. I don't want no trouble. Right? Let's see.
She's watching it.
I don't want no trouble.
She was like, "You've got a line." Like, yes, boss.
Don't.
Let me just carry on saying. Going to a Christmas market, which I don't go to, meeting Dee for total stranger.
Yeah.
You know, and you're looking at books. I was looking at books, you know, and then bought some books. Half an hour later, I'm still talking to her, and spoke to you for about 10 seconds on the video call, letting you know how great it was on that second day. Mm-hmm. And now talking about a pantomime show.
Yeah, but you see, you know what? Like, Dia and I always believe that we don't meet people by chance. It's for a reason. You meet
You
people.
know what?
I said that, didn't I? Didn't I say that, Ishmael?
Yeah, yes, you did. Yeah, you did. And you know, it was electric when you were both talking, wasn't it? It was like I've known Dee for 25, 30 years, you know.
There
And
you were.
it was like, who's this lady? You know, out of nowhere. And yes, we would normally just go away and do her own thing.
Yeah.
But she stood there talking, and I thought to myself, oh, okay.
This
All
is
right.
good.
You know? Yeah.
This is
Good.
engaging Yasmin as well. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is good. And for the fact she's that height, it's perfect.
Great.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, by the way, Ishmael and Yasmin, I didn't know any of this.
Oh, really?
Janetti will tell you. Janetti was coming
Are
on
you
purely to pitch someone. Ask Janetti, hand on heart. Hand on heart.
No,
had
I'm just
no
teasing you.
idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just teasing you. I'm just
Oh my
teasing
God,
you.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah.
Oh
Because
my
I never
gosh.
had the Princess Taliwa from the beginning. I had to beg my granddaughter. And then my granddaughter was on shift at work, and then I had to beg my grand niece to jump in at the last minute.
Ooh.
I never ever had a proper Princess Taliwa.
Oh
Okay.
wow. Yasmin.
Great
there-
news.
And like I said from the beginning, I never had an Emperor Silver Tongue Skanking Foot.
Well, that's interesting. Emperor Silvertone skanking foot.
Yeah.
They got to do like a little dance with my foot, you know, make it skank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
And
I tell you,
you're
sorry.
the person that has to pick. You're the person that is up conjuring has to choose the 3 princes that is going to come and marry your firstborn, which is Queenie Dreadlocks Skanking Foot.
That's interesting, isn't it? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know we're going to find somewhere, Janetti.
Yeah.
We will find somewhere, won't we, Ishmael? We're going to find somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will. And you know
We're
what's
going
so
to make
funny?
that happen.
My wife has always been the kind of lady that loves to put Yasmin in a few plays every year. She would find a place somewhere and drive her for weeks and weeks and weeks just for rehearsals and
Oh,
make us all go to the play. Haven't got a choice. Even if you're working, you got to take a day off, you know, and watch the play.
I like your wife
You
very
know?
much.
Isn't it?
She's always encouraged Yasmin in the singing, acting, and dancing. You know, whether it's a theatre or a school play. She was actually the lead actor, or shall I say lead actress in their school play, their last school play in primary school last year.
Fabulous.
Oh,
Yeah, she had a lead role, and so it'd be interesting, you know. It'd be interesting.
Well, she's certainly got a big one for this.
You hear that? You got a big one.
Big part.
yeah.
You know.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
That's
So
lovely.
I will make sure I do the connections. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the appeal is out there. So to the masses out there, you know we need a venue that will accommodate, is it 18, 19 actors?
Yeah. 8.
Yeah, 19 actors. No stage is required. And
Stage
what kind
required,
of
no-
numbers are you talking about seating, Janetti?
Well, in order to try and
Ideally.
to make some money, but we need at least 150 seating.
Okay.
At
Well,
least-
that's not that is, I believe that is achievable. You know,
Okay.
it's very realistic. So
Good.
yeah, absolutely. Don't
Good.
see why not.
Because we're talking, if it's 150 and it's £10, £12 or whatever per seat, you know, you've done the sums already. Then that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the theatre can at least get £500-600 back, you know, for the space and the time.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's got to be at least that, otherwise viable.
brilliant.
No.
Well, I'm excited. I'm
Good.
excited.
You should be.
Yasmin, are you excited? Yasmin?
Yeah.
You know.
She's in shock. She didn't expect any of this.
Yeah, to play a princess and to play an emperor. You should be. You're
Yeah.
regal.
Yeah.
You're regal. You're regal.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
I'm thinking lottery, man.
No. I look forward to meeting you both over Zoom for rehearsals.
Yes, likewise.
Okay. All right.
Excellent.
Great.
I'll let you go, Janetti, and then I'm going to finish off with Ishmael and Yasmin and then bring on my final. Thank you, darling, and I'll make sure I send you the details.
Thank you so much.
Mwah.
Thank you, Yasmin. Lovely to meet
No
you.
problem,
again,
darling.
right? And we'll see you soon. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Genesis.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Wow.
Is this, Yasmin, is this all real or am I dreaming? Are we
I don't
dreaming,
even know
Yasmin?
myself, to be
Or is that
honest.
real? Well, I'll tell you something now. Now that because you met obviously Janetti when we met at the market, and now you've met her again. And
Yes.
I, hand on heart, it was purely her pitching because she needs a venue so that she can do this pantomime again before the end of January. I'm like kind of like, you two both are going to actually be in the pantomime now. So for those of you that are out there, you better follow us, because we will let you know when that date is, because a building will be secured. And we now have 2 more that are added to the cast, Ishmael and Yasmin Jack. Oh my gosh.
Brilliant.
So what is, as mum message, what's mum saying? What's mum saying?
Oh, she's
Bring
just
her
sitting there
in.
like
Bring
a
her
mouse.
in.
Oh, she will come. Trust me, she will come.
She will. She will.
Trust
She
me,
will.
she will not come.
She will.
She knows she will come.
She's coming.
She's coming. Of course she's coming.
Of
course she's
I
coming.
think you pressured her.
I've not pressured her. No.
She's come.
She's coming.
She's coming.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? I think I'm going to cry.
Coming.
I've got messages from some people saying that they absolutely love this.
Hello. There she is.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
I came on
How are
halfway
you?
through. I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, I don't even know what to say. If it wasn't for you, it all starts with you, because we were chatting, obviously at the market, and Ishmael was sort of saying like, yeah, and I met Levi Roots and a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh yeah, and he's going, we were at this, I'm like, I was there. He's going, you're joking. I said, we were there. He goes, were you at the side? I goes, yeah, that was us. Making noise, dancing and singing.
Yeah.
There was 19 of us. That so if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have. You guys wouldn't have been there. We then wouldn't have had that conversation. We'd have talked, but that conversation then. And now, can you believe it? Your husband and daughter are now going to be in a pantomime.
I only came on halfway through, so I don't quite know the full ins and outs. So I'm waiting for Yasmin to catch me up with what's going on.
You in.
Yeah.
Well, the lady, I don't know if you saw the lady that's just left. She's actually she's written the play and the pantomime and everything like that. Ishmael is actually going to be her husband.
All right.
And hopefully be nice. Hopefully play a nicer part. What you called, Ishmael? Can't remember. Skanking.
Skanky leg something.
No, Emperor
yeah.
Skanky Silver.
Yeah, Emperor's silver skanky leg, you know.
Silver mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Where's it
yes,
gonna be
so
on
they're
that?
both.
I don't know.
Well, this is just the thing. The reason the lady was on, she did it in Birmingham, and now she wants to do it down south. But because she's self-funded, so no more money. So it's a case of literally she was on appealing so for us to be able to see who can find a venue that she can have to actually put the pantomime on. Then obviously these guys kind of met on my little phone a couple of weeks back chatting, and then the next minute these two are actually in it.
Wow.
I know. They've gone again.
Yeah, I keep getting calls and.
Wait,
don't worry.
I said I'm more worried about Ishmael being in it than I am Yasmin, because at least I've seen her act before. And he'll just fly by the seat of his pants and won't do what he's told.
Well,
No,
you know
no,
what? I
he
might
will.
surprise you. I might
He will.
surprise you.
Yeah, he will. Oh, don't worry about that. Janetti is very much, and I think she said there's only 3 of them. There's about 19, but the others have never acted before or any of that sort of stuff.
Okay,
so it's not professional people or people who are going classes. It's not that kind of setup at all.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, don't.
You know, people that know, man.
So that's all good then. So the next thing that obviously you'll keep in contact with Ishmael, and then he'll give it all to me to sort out and make sure I do it.
I'm exchanging details. So Janetti's going to send them the play, and Yasmin's going to sing. She's her daughter, Princess. Can't remember, Talawa, I think it is. Yeah. So when the young lady comes back, which will be any minute now, where's the producer of this show? Where is she? Because people don't believe that this is authentic and real and think this is all staged and we know what's going on. Can you believe this? You know you're on mute.
It's just the way that it goes.
I know people do not believe me. Janetti said that's amazing. It's just the whole thing. How organic. I'm telling you, because I sent you the video, didn't I, of Ishmael and
Yes.
Yasmin back when I was at the, and that's what the thing. Then anyway.
I was just laughing at the fact that for that one little bit in a conversation to then say that like Levi Roots, and then it must have been the same place. And for them to then tell us that were you the guys that were dancing at the side? Yes. There was a few people that didn't want to stand up, but then kind of, we have to stand up because the people around me stood up.
Yeah.
And there's a few guys that were actually in in the way of everyone.
We paid our money. I was out there to have a very, very, very good time. Just to let you know, Janetti's messaged me saying, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is absolutely amazing. And she said, it's definitely not a coincidence. And it's not. I said, didn't I say that to you when we met?
Yeah.
We chat. It was like we've known each other for absolutely ages. And Yasmin's there. Normally a young person, it's like, come on, let's move. Because I said, you spending Dad's money? She's like, yeah. Because you had the dog with you as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
My
it was
baby.
And we were just chatting. And Yasmin, you are absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
You are absolutely amazing. And when you said that you sort of like, you were going like dancing and singing lessons and that, and I'm like, oh really? I just thought there'd be some form of connection, because I was thinking like, if Janetti finds out that you do all that sort of stuff, which I hadn't told her, and like, look, there you go.
Yeah.
No audition required.
Yeah. the easiest one. So honestly, if they were all this least stressed like this, it would be amazing. All the things that we do, and the amount of takes that we have to do for self-tapes and castings, and oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this is nice and easy.
Yeah. But I'm like really like happy and like honored, I guess, to like have this like opportunity, because it's just like another like, what's it called? Like
learning.
Yeah, learning and like
experience,
experience. That's what I learned.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What'd you say?
It made me cry.
Lovely.
It is, honestly. It's so I don't even know what your wife's name is, Ishmael.
Tabitha.
You didn't say, did you? That's you two all over. You two have got your parts. Let Tabitha have her little, 5 minutes of fame. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm the driving force behind it all that makes it all happen. You know that woman that sits in the back.
He said, he said, like, if I don't, he go. He goes, I'm one of those husbands that do as they're told. He goes, we love you.
Does as he told? He has to be beaten to do what he should be doing.
That's absolutely fine. We don't. Shelley, this is, you know, when I said the show was just, this is what it is. It's not kind of we rehearse stuff. What are you going to say beforehand? It's all organic. I'm kind of like in a bit of a daze because I can't believe that you guys are now going to be in it. So it don't matter where it is now. We're reaching. It doesn't matter where it is in the UK. We are reaching. Do you know what I mean?
Lovely.
We are going to be reaching. So, yeah. Yasmin, what time is bedtime? She's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
No, she promised me she was going to go to bed at 9 o'clock tonight.
9:30.
Oh, 9:30.
I was going to try to go to bed at 9:30, but
Oh, she ain't going to sleep at all tonight.
No.
Princess Halloween ain't sleeping, mate. She ain't going to sleep. I'm going to let you guys go now.
Great.
Thank you so honestly.
Thank you
so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Not at all.
Pleasure.
You guys are welcome back. Yasmin, I suppose you need to bring your mum and dad with you, ish.
Yeah.
But you are welcome anytime. Are you on holiday next week, Yasmin?
Yeah.
Are you at school? You're on holiday?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you from the 17th?
From school, yeah.
Yeah, they finish on Friday, didn't they? They finish on Friday, okay. Yeah, I've just got some thoughts of some other stuff that we'd love to, I think, Shelley, get this young lady involved in, don't you?
I think I know what you're on about, yeah.
Well, Dee, I'll be traveling to a place called Liberia on Christmas Eve. I'll be going for about 2 weeks or so. Liberia. Pardon?
Everybody or just you?
No, just me. Just me.
Okay.
I'll be gone for about, I don't know, a fortnight or so.
Okay.
Now,
it's all right.
Is there anything?
You're going to have your phone with you, aren't you?
Is there anything I can bring back for you from Liberia, from the motherland?
Yourself.
Anything you? Myself? That's not a lot, is it? That's not a lot, is it?
It is. Why are you laughing, Shelley?
Yeah, Shelley, why are you laughing?
I'll tell you what, I'm kind of like, you just stunned me. It's all right, because like before we get off air, you're going to say like, Jesus Christ, I asked her one thing and she's giving me a list like this. It's all right. My brain's kind of churning. Don't you worry. I'm going to give you one long list. No, seriously.
Great pleasure.
Thank you both. And Tabitha, so much for coming on. Definitely going to have you back again. As I think I said before, Yasmin, I'm sure I said this when I said, like, I think I want you to be able to do a little show yourself. I don't know if I said that. And you know, you can invite your friends and you can have a conversation and a chat. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Interesting.
If my voice doesn't go before it,
oh yeah, your voice does tend to go if you're chatting a lot. You have to put a lot of.
You need to save it. Remember, for the pantomime, if you're going to be in that, you're going to have to save it, aren't you?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so right, I'm going to let you guys go.
Okay.
And we'll be exchanging all the stuff with Janetti. I'm going to do that tonight. Don't worry, you get that tonight. And then Janetti will do what she needs to do, send you,
brilliant,
you know, play and everything else. So,
lovely.
Oh my gosh,
nice.
This is absolutely awesome.
Okay.
And I will be speaking to you before you go, Ishmael. Okay, I'll definitely speak to you guys before you go. All right. Okay. All right. Time for bed now, Yasmin.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
I need to do it then. Don't keep having me.
Sorry.
Don't keep having me.
Oh, no problem, darling. Anytime. You can come on anytime. All right. All right then.
Yeah.
Take care. See you later.
Okay. Bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye, darling. Bye bye. Oh, you know you've got an exceptional daughter there. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, hang on. Okay.
Oh.
And then there was
sorry.
one.
I think I was just saying your daughter's exceptional.
Oh, thank you. She has moments.
Yeah.
Let me fooled.
They all do. But
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you know. You've got all the kids, and
yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
considering, at the end of the day, she doesn't know me, know us from Adam, and sort of like on the day we're chatting, you'd think she knew me from time, and obviously came on today. And you and Tabitha are doing an awesome job.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
and unfortunately for you, I have to say, unfortunately, Ishmael, because you're in the fold now. Shelley, just explain to him what that means, please.
What the perfect way that I say it?
Yes.
Once you're part of the group, you can't get out. It's like a bubble that sticks you all together.
So it's like I'm married now, right? To you guys. Like the first wolf can't get out. No!
That's what she means. That is what she means.
No,
so,
it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. That's fine. I don't mind, got plenty of time.
Incredible. So I just want to say thank you, and thank Tabitha and Yasmin also as well, and we will catch up. Yeah.
Thank you for having us. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you.
No problem, darling. All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye.
I will. Bye-bye.
She's gone quiet now.
When you're kind of like, do you know what? I think Trisha, am I on the right show?
Yeah. Nico's just sort of like, I'm just absolutely loving this. It's a weird one.
Clive has messaged me, and this is what it's all about, guys, in all seriousness. Clive, somebody we know, has messaged me. I sent him the link for the show today. Very interesting show. I need to send him the details of Sundon Park, the theatre ground, what we're talking about, so that way then he can email the council. Thank you, Clive. Fabulous. Shell, you're going to read now. So she's going to do that because there was another guest, and I don't know if they're coming on or not. He was on, and then he's disappeared, and he's probably kind of thought, I'm not having him because I'm about an hour late.
I can't find it. Hang on. Oh, there it is. So we've got Tishi time.
Hey! Oh, yeah.
You switch the music off now, then. You've got a music off. I don't know whether you've been listening to the show. You need to watch it on replay because it's all been a bit mad. Auntie T's gone a bit loopy tonight. So for those that don't know, Tishi is Dee's niece.
Yeah.
Palsy. But that doesn't stop her from living life. We always have on the Real Talk show a bit of an update. I have pre-read this, so she has been quite good this past month. There's no naughties that's going on this one.
No,
you've been good. Although we are a bit worried about one part of it. I'll explain when I get to it. Right, so hello everyone. Since the last show, life has been good but stressful. My mum has had my back, so we are sorting things out. And Cecile, thanks for the advice. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed our International Men's Day event. Everyone who spoke and shared their stories has inspired me so much, and it was fantastic to see everyone again since I've been struggling to find a taxi for months. But thanks to Jenny Lyons, we've found a new taxi driver who is reliable and on time. So that's good. Jenny's actually surprised her with a JLS mug and calendar when we saw each other at the International Men's Day event as well. So went down to town with Karen and got some clothes. and Christmas shopping. It's definitely changed since we last went. I'm seeing Sasha tomorrow for my second session of the week. Can't believe how high my legs are getting now. It's amazing. So Sasha is the personal trainer.
Yeah.
This is the bit we're now worried about. I have written a concert bucket list with who I want to see live, and some of them I want to meet as well. But I know that will be hard, but I can dream. We did have a bit of a discussion, and that could be in double figures, we reckon, for how many people you want to go and see live next year.
I think it was double figures. Shell, it was.
So but it's going to be fun. We can write it down and we work out how many we're doing. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Christmas and New Year with family and friends, and I'm looking forward to seeing what next year brings me. I hope that everyone has a fantastic Christmas and New Year, and remember that you only have one life, so enjoy it. Till the next time, stay safe and blessed. Keep following your dreams no matter what. So she's been a good girl this month. There was no naughties in that. No.
She didn't put them in there, that's why.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Plenty of that. She doesn't put it in there.
She actually went to the mall and went drinking all afternoon. And I know what you mean by the mall. That is completely changed down there now.
I did have. Sorry. Thank you so much, Tishy, for that update and for being a part of the crew and supporting. It's been a journey, an incredible journey, to be honest with you. So I know there's a few people those that are still on. There was another guest that was on, and in all fairness, I because of other people and we got chatting and all the rest of it and that, running late, so I'm not sure whether or not the young person will come on. It may be because I'm nearly an hour late. I'm supposed to be on about 8:30, so may well not be the case now. But I did want to kind of, those people that are watching and those people that are going to watch this at another stage, is really say absolutely humongous. That's not even the right word, but a massive thank you, certainly to Shelley, who is on the screen now, and say it all the time, but mean it sincerely. When people see things, what have you, you cannot do things on your own. Sometimes, do you know what I mean? You may be the person out there, visible person, certain things, but there's a lot of things that go on in the background when we put on events and a load of other stuff, and people say, that was great. I've got no idea. As Cecile's out gallivanting, that Cecile is very much a director also as well. It's about a year now, isn't it, Shell? It's about a year, isn't it? I think it's about December, wasn't it, last year? Something like that. Cecile joined management. So we have worked extremely hard this year, and however you want to take that, you take that, but I'm telling you, we have worked extremely hard, and this is all spare time stuff. The amount of people that like, is this not what you do all the time? No. We all do other stuff as well, but very much when Ray was on and was saying about the theatre garden, and it's our passion for the community, and we're all serving in different ways. but it is about the people and what we can do. And I just feel if others are doing just a little bit more, how much further would we be? Certain situations we wouldn't be where we are, that's for sure. But you know, we are so passionate about young people. So passionate about the young people. And so much has gone on today. And Yasmin practically, they were there. They were there and pushing away the tears. And just, some of you thinking like, yeah, so what? It's massive. You can see how big that was for her. Mum and Dad are kind of like, wow. Mum's telling us how she's driving her here, there, everywhere, auditions. And if you can imagine auditions, you go praying and hoping that you're going to get, and you're praying and hoping, certainly as a parent, that your child's going to get chosen. And when you're not chosen, how does that make you feel? You're not good enough, you're not worthy. But you are, but there's only one part. And now today, and if you guys know us here, it's organic. I had no idea Janetti was going to give them. And I'm like, I'm blown away. I really am. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. Shell, you're going to have to say something, because I'm kind of like, yeah, just trying to absorb today's show. I don't think I told people to buckle up, or did I? Can't remember.
No, I don't think you did. I think everyone that's been on this
I normally do.
tonight has been flung around.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've been in a washing machine? And it's literally been, there's been laughter, there's been serious bits, there's been so many messages, there's been like, right, okay, we're on a mission now. We know we can support this, the theatre. So that's, I don't know, whatever you want to call that. But there's so many different things that have taken place on the show tonight. And it's like, take something from the show today, guys. Seriously, take something from the show. And if that's a case of you share it, we thank you. If that's all you do today or tomorrow, and all you do is just share this show, I guarantee you there is somebody that is either like, so glad you shared it, we've used the garden before, or we know somebody who has, or whatever the case might be. We'll then email the council. Thank you. We don't know what the outcome's going to be, but do you know what? Rather than just shrug our shoulders, let's make a difference. Shell, I don't know what to say. Oh God, I don't know what to say.
The show has been very much, and it's been a very reflective of what we do. Both Simply Together show earlier, and then like your show tonight. It's very much community based, being someone there that can actually share it out for someone. My favourite quote: nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something. Even if it's that something that's sharing this show, there could be one little thing that's been part of the show, or part of any of our shows, or in our Share Together group, that doesn't make any sense to you, or you're not really interested, but you don't know who that's going to touch. Some people might not have known about the Piece by Piece project, and then we've suddenly then said there's all this wellness thing that's going there, there's a gardening thing that's going there, and they actually want to go because they hadn't heard of it before. It's something that everyone can do a little bit in this life. And some people are out there that do like to have the spotlight on them when they're doing all these projects, in the nicest possible way that you don't.
That's right, talk it.
Yeah.
Talk it.
It's that the other quote that I was trying to find, that it's, you don't make yourself look great. You bring out the greatness in someone else. Show them how great they are, not show them how great you are. And that's helping people through life. We've got stuff that's coming up that, if it all plans out, that will kind of combine some things that you perhaps won't know about, even about me, for instance. If we do our youth project, I am one for guiding and scouting. That doesn't get promoted, but I know, and it's difficult to explain, but I know that it shows leadership. It shows how to work. It's that old CV thing, isn't it? Works well on your own and in a group. And that is what guiding and scouting is doing for young kids all the way through. It's showing you how to work together under your own initiative as well. So to have all this stuff that's out there that might get bad press, that, yeah, hang on a minute. No, I'm going to stand up for it. And it's the same that Jake, when he's saying about doing his DV, if anyone was thinking about it. And Trish,
can you tell people who he is?
Oh, Jake. So Jake Nosko, he is my best friend's son. So basically my nephew. He has been going through scouting, getting all the awards that he can. He has had this dream, I suppose the best way to describe it, of completing his DV Gold, so Duke of Edinburgh Gold, which also then has the same skill set as your what is now King's Scout Award. So that's the 2 top level tiers of awards. By the time he turns 17, so he will turn 16 in February. He's already done his like bronze and silver, the gold. The expedition is a big thing that you have to go through. It's the 3 days away, doing an actual activity, and then, so it's not like, oh, I'm going to walk across the country for 3 days. You have to have some kind of reason for it and a report that's done afterwards. So you could be canoeing and you then say how clean that river is. You've done a little bit along the way to help something. You've looked at the nature along it and has it changed? Is there global warming? All of this kind of extra stuff that you're doing. And he's an advocate for that. He will talk to anyone that was thinking about doing it and promoting it. And to prove the point, on Sunday when we were at the Artisan Fair, Trish's sister was on the stall with us, and her son, they're thinking of doing that through school, having that as an option through school and doing the Bronze Award. So it's something that's quite small, but you have to do certain skills, you have to do certain volunteering, and then this one main activity, so it's smaller. But Jake got his phone out. No, I just need to double check a few things, and gave her a lot of information about the award, what he could do, because she was worried about if one of the ones was walking, what do you just have to plan a map? And he said, well, no, I did mine for geocaching. Now, geocaching, if those that don't know, is an app, a little bit like going to look at Pokemon, if you got that as a game. On the map, people have gone out and they've put clues out around in a particular area. So it's a treasure hunt. And you can follow, there's some of them that will be a walk along a certain route. And because you're on a screen and you've said that you've been to these places, he could then use that as his skills to then say, I've done this lot of walking and I can prove it. So he passed that part of his work. So and she his sister didn't actually know anything about geocaching and was like, that's amazing. And I didn't butt in at all. Like, just, yeah, it's this, and this.
But over the time,
yeah,
what I suppose what I'm trying to get at is kind of like at sort of like through something like Simply Deez, how we've kind of, I don't know, would you say helped him, supported him? I don't know.
Oh yeah. He had been quiet. He had been known for
Not
being
no
really
more.
quiet.
Trust me, he ain't quiet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
Love it.
yeah,
Absolutely
we do
love it.
say that you definitely know that he's come out of his shell now, because he will give you back just as much as you give. Volunteering with us, coming along, and getting to meet all the different people that we have in our greater community, if you like.
Yeah.
And he really has now come out of his shell. Still won't talk to his mum. Little steps.
Work on that.
We'll work on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
people around him that have known him since he was young, I've definitely seen the difference in him.
Oh,
Difference in him.
Brilliant.
And Amanda says the same. Yeah.
Doing a bit of fundraising.
Yes. So we've got the little page set up that's on our page and things. So for doing his gold, because it's over the 3 days, the expedition and the residential part of that can get up to about £1,000. Now, he could do this through scouting, but because he wants to complete it in this particular time frame, they're not keeping up with what he wants to do. And we're lucky that we do know of a few companies that do this away from scouting and do the arranging, and you kind of almost go private, if you like. And he was umming and ahhing whether he was sort of wanting to do it, didn't want his mum to spend money on him. And that's when I then said, right, okay, for your silver, you volunteer for me, and I pay for what you wanted to do for your silver expedition. So he came. That's the reason why he then came out, and that's the reason why we've then said, as Simply Deez, that do the same. He comes along and he volunteers with us, helps us out, and yeah, we'll get his, hopefully, as much money as we can to help pay for what he wants to do. But I am super proud of him. But it's weird because I don't have children myself. That didn't work out. So my nieces, my great nieces and nephews, and sort of like my best mate's sons, so they are kind of next best thing.
Are yours?
They're mine. They're mine. Yeah. So yeah, babysitting's a bit different nowadays to what it used to be like when they were little.
I can imagine. Cost a fortune, I should think.
Although you get Jake in the passenger seat with me, I did not go through a red light, Jake. Honestly, it might have been a little bit changing. And he was straight on at me going, "Oi!" That's like, you used to be able to get away with this, you little.
Very much so. Very much so. I don't know if you put Kerry's message up on the.
I was just about to.
Yeah. Kerry, one of our. Yeah, you're one of us, Kerry. You think you've escaped, but you're not. You're still one of us. You guys are great, and the shows are never the same, which is great. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Kerry's volunteered and helped us out over the years, International Women's, Men's, and some other events. Yeah. I don't know. do you want to say what you think is going to happen? You've got coming up.
Me personally.
No.
What?
I don't think.
We.
See, this is why you guys need to follow us. You need to make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. You need to subscribe to us on YouTube. And then you're going to get an idea of what it is that we are going to be up to. Shelley will tell you. That's why I said the show's organic. She'll be like, her and Cecile will be like going like, Jesus Christ. Anytime they look at me, they think, oh God, she looks like she's going to say something. What's she going to say this time? Those of you that think the days.
As I said, it's normally the WhatsApp message. I've had an idea, and then you get video call pop up, and I'm sure me and Cecile think the same thing of like, oh no, hang on.
What now? What can? So for those of you that have followed us in 2020, COVID, in the middle of COVID, who comes up with an idea of opening up somewhere in the market? We do. Open, shut, open, shut, open, shut. 14 months, and we closed December 2021. Yeah, Nika, yeah. And honestly, I still feel, yeah, it's painful. That is proper painful when you've got young people like Soji, who, for those of you out there, he's a, I suppose, resident photographer, really. But, you know, we were only open in the hub 3 days a week, a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. And Soji, who's at uni and has got a life as a young person, but he would always reach in the market on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday. And when you get messages from young people sort of saying, when are you opening up, or what are you doing next? I really miss you guys. And you're thinking like, we're old fogies. Well, we're not. But it wasn't just somewhere where we retailed items and, you know, that was a collaborative store. And there was different businesses, and obviously people could come in and purchase items. That was one part of the community hub. And we had organisations that would come in and share what they were doing. We had people that just came past and, do you know what? Sat down, I can't stop. Hour and a half later. I miss you guys. So sometimes when you doubt what you're doing, and then you hear, and it's like, oh my gosh, didn't realise what a big impact we actually had on the community, and how much it is missed. And there's warm hubs now, I believe, Shell. I think that's what they're calling them. That is not what we had. That is not what we had.
The warm hub is not doing anything in particular. It's just that safe space, the warm space that you don't have to have your heating on at home, kind of thing. But what we had to try to describe it was, as a business plan, it was one thing was paying for the other thing to then happen as a business plan. But as a working thing, and it was a living thing, it was helping out a small business by then having them somewhere to sell something. But also then part of the community to actually see someone that they could actually then just chat to. A spot where things naturally, like the information comes backwards and forwards a lot. So whether it be the information we had, or whether it be the knowledge that we've got, the networks that we've got, that you can't naturally. That's something that does come naturally.
And we're finding now, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're finding now
knowing
that
something, someone,
that kind of a bit of a go-to. But if you check with them, they're going to know, or they're more likely to know. I don't know. We do a lot of signposting to different organisations, and that's because of the different things that we do. We're meeting so many different people, and they're realising we look like we're here to stay. Yeah, we're bringing something different to the table. So this is an absolutely incredible journey. Shelley's actually put on the screen there. We were, I think it was probably a week and a bit ago, celebrating, and we still are really, 8 years. It's Simply Deez. Can never forget, because 2014 is the year that my dad passed away. And in December, I thought, do you know what? I actually called that event Stepping Out. I actually gave it a title, Stepping Out from maybe doing things for others and starting to do things, well, initially on my own, and then it's just expanded, expanded. So there's going to be opportunities, and I'm not going to talk too much more. We're going to be doing membership next year. Watch this space, because there's some things that, you know what, you're going to want to be part of. And you'll be like, well, that's because you're not a member. That's because you're not following. That's because you're not involved. Yeah. I'm not saying anymore, but thank you. I do apologise to my guest. I'm not going to say the name, but I do apologise that we ran late and ran too late for you to come on the show today. Hopefully can catch you in the new year. So to our billions of fans out there, Shell, not even millions, we're dealing with billions now. Let's tell them we're dealing with billions. What's your final, whatever it is, out to them today?
You know, for the end of the year, you always kind of reflect on what's happened to the year and how the new year is going to go. For me personally, New Year always used to be upsetting. Certain things didn't happen and whatever else, and it's kind of like, yeah, ugh. But I think over Christmas and New Year, whether it be your first one without a loved one or whatever, or even if it's a couple of years since a loved one's passed or whatever, or you're in new relationships, just be kind to yourself. If you need time out, take time out. Don't think that you have to do something. Don't think you have to do presents because that's the way it's done. I would rather have someone then say to me, oh, we'll just go out for lunch in the new year, rather than you buy me a present. If that means extra money in your pocket because you need it, I don't need all the little things. Yeah, so just be super kind to yourself. And if that means that you don't do Christmas cards because you want to put the heating on, which is the way that it's going at the minute, we need to get back to Christmas being family. And even if you don't celebrate Christmas, it is just down to your family, yourself, looking after yourself. And if you do need to talk to anyone, you do reach out, even if you don't think it's, oh no, because they'll be busy or whatever.
Because there's a lot of that. Can you? Sorry, I was going to say, your hub of.
Right. Yes. Yeah. If you do need help, Samaritans are not there just for crisis. You can call the Samaritans. they were just there for a talk. If you can't talk, there's text shout, which is 85258, and you can have a text conversation with someone, a volunteer, just like Samaritans, just to help you out, just have a text conversation. Some people prefer the texting. If you're looking for help in particular things, there's a website and an app called Hub of Hope. Now, you can put your postcode in there and it will come up with all the organisations that for like debt relief, domestic abuse, in anything that would be affecting your mental health, because everything does affect your mental health. And they'll put through they'll give you the times that they're open and things like that, or websites that you can then get further information from to help yourself. Because there is always someone then out there that can help all these other little bits and pieces that are then going on. And it's, if you do suffer with your mental health, look at Mind or Young Minds, the Samaritans, the Ollie Foundation. They've got self-help information on there to help you through and to try and guide you through what Christmas or New Year could be like for you. And I just hope that we could actually have a society where, just as much as you think about the pain in your foot and you take painkillers, that you would then think, well, okay, I'm not feeling so great, with your mind, and go and get help and find a different way of doing things. Talking about your mind health should be the same as talking about your physical health. There shouldn't be any stigmas attached to that, which there are. Just making it a normal part of conversation where people then don't panic when they hear that from someone else is a good thing. Because you could be having a good day, you could be having a bad day, you could be having what I tend to call at the minute frazzled days, where everything's just too much stuff going on. It doesn't mean that you're having a huge mental health crisis. You could manifest that in a way if you're worried about it. But yeah, we should really be in a society now that we talk about the weather all the time. It's like, what's the weather of your mind? What's the weather of your mind like? Are you having a cloudy day? Are you having a sunny day?
I like
It's
that
a bit
one.
foggy. That's another Ruby Wax one. Ruby Wax has the Frazzled cafes, and they're online through COVID, and they're starting to come back online again out in the community. And she says the word frazzled because that's what we are. We're overloaded with information all the time. Work's always busy. Your internet, social media. I've got to think of doing this, and this, and you don't have chance to just switch off. So your mind is constantly frazzled. And she says, rather than saying, how are you feeling? She will always say, as part of her meetings, what's the weather of your mind?
I love that. I love it.
And you can explain most things of how you're feeling with a weather report. Other than when you then say cloudy with a chance of meatballs, which is a joke that comes because of the film, but yeah.
Fab. Great. We'll share that information, be sharing that periodically over the period. So it's not a case of, it's like, oh my gosh, the show's not till next January, and then it just seems like an awful gap in between. Unfortunately for you guys, you will still be hearing from us in some shape or form. We don't entirely
some
disappear.
Some well-being ones.
definitely. So on the screen now, Shelley's got, as I said, 8 years, 15th of January, which is Sunday. It's 2 till 5 p.m. Luton Irish Forum. Tickets are £5. We do have exhibitor stalls also available as well. We will have exhibitor space because we need to pay for the space. So £5 is just going to get you some nibbles and a drink. It's a great opportunity for us to catch up. Oh, check that out. Our celebration is
That's what
nibbles
I'm
and
using
giggles.
the social media thing for it. Yeah, it's stuck in my brain now. Nibbles and giggles.
Yeah. So there'll be plenty of that. And yeah, so whatever you do over this festive period, whether you celebrate or not celebrate, we wish you well from the Simply Deez crew, us here, Cecile, who's out and about, and all the other crew members, some online. We can't do it without you. We do appreciate everything that you guys do. And if we don't tell you that, just saying that again now publicly, we do. Because once again, we can't do it on our own. as much will or all the rest that goes with that, we can't do it on our own. So from us, what an absolutely incredible year. We are going to be back, unfortunately for you, but great for some people. You know, it's great for some people. We're going to be back next Tuesday, lunchtime, for the Simply Together show, the last show of the year, I think. And who knows what's going to go down. It's probably going to be a bit of chat, some laughter. I guarantee probably a few tears as well, knowing this lot. Nikkei, we love you too, sweetie. So, yeah, we will catch you guys next week. So, Shell, do you know what? I do believe it's after 10. So, not bad from us. It's been a fabulous and a great year for Nikkei. Thank you for sharing that, honey, because I know it has been a roller coaster, and I think it's been a roller coaster for so many of us, for so many different reasons and so many different ways. But do you know what? We're still here. So whilst we're still here, you've still got an opportunity to just grab it, run with it, and just enjoy, man. Enjoy. We will see you soon. Okay, so from us, me and good night. See you guys later. Have a good one. See you soon. Bye-bye. Oh my God.